It was a crucial day at Jiangqing No. 2 High School. Class 5, Grade 3 was buzzing with anticipation as the unified exam loomed large. 20 years of relentless hard work had led to this moment. The stakes were high, and every student was determined to give it their all. Class teacher Chun Fan stood before them, her voice firm yet encouraging. Those taking the liberal arts exam, make sure you're all set for tomorrow. Double-check your stationery tonight, so you're not caught off guard. Then, her gaze shifted to the students preparing for the martial arts exam. And those of you taking the martial arts exam, don't forget to prepare your combat gear and weapons. This is your chance to showcase your skills, so make sure you're equipped and ready to perform at your best. The teacher's piercing gaze settled on Su Jingming, and he continues. Let me emphasize one last time, the teacher warned, his voice firm and serious. There's a risk of death in the martial arts college exam. Those who awaken ability below D level are not recommended to choose the martial arts college entrance. Su Jingming's eyes widened slightly as he murmured to himself, Is he calling me out? A flutter of anxiety danced in his chest. As a transmigrator, with a deep breath, Su Jingming introduced himself silently to the world. Blue Star, a world of contrasts. On one hand, the technology level is familiar with all the advancements and conveniences that come with it. But on the other hand, the existence of terrifying, bloodthirsty, and ferocious beasts adds a layer of danger and unpredictability to everyday life. There were also awakened individuals with superpowers play a crucial role in resisting the ferocious beasts. These individuals, with their unique abilities, are the frontline defense against the beast threat. In the world of Blue Star, the age of 16 marks a significant milestone, as it's when individuals can awaken their unique abilities. The diversity of these abilities adds a fascinating layer to the world. With each person possessing their own distinct power, the strange and unpredictable nature of these abilities would lead to a wide range of possibilities, from practical and useful powers to more unusual and creative ones. This would likely lead to a complex and dynamic society, where individuals with different abilities would need to work together to survive and thrive in a world filled with ferocious beasts. The rating system in Blue Star, with its 9 levels from A to G, provides a clear hierarchy of abilities. The fact that most people can only learn skills from rank F to D suggests that the higher ranks are exceptionally challenging to attain. This limitation would likely create a sense of aspiration and competition among awakened individuals, with those striving to reach the higher ranks. The rarity of individuals who can surpass rank D would make them stand out, and their abilities would likely be highly sought after. Su Jingming's E-grade ability, Weak Electricity, is similar to a stun baton in terms of its power. This ability could be useful in close-range combat, allowing him to incapacitate opponents or beasts temporarily. Su Jingming's face burned with embarrassment and frustration as he listened to Huang Tian's words. The repetition of Teacher Chen's discouraging remarks felt like a punch to the gut. E-grade trash echoed in his mind, making him wonder if he was indeed good enough for the martial arts exam. Huang Tian's tone seemed almost amused, as if he was enjoying Su Jingming's predicament. The suggestion to take the liberal arts track and work as a small clerk felt like a fate worse than death. Lin Qingla is shouting at Huang Tian, and the quote is a bit off. It's none of your business. Huang Tian. Humph, I'll let you know who's the best in the unified exam. Huang Tian's words were laced with a mix of mockery and condescension, his tone dripping with disdain. Pretty boy, you'll just die on the exam ground, he sneered, his eyes gleaming with amusement. The phrase, pretty boy, stung, and the implication that Su Jingming was fragile and weak was a harsh blow. Su Jingming's looks at him leaving. Lin Qingla's, don't mind what he said. Everyone has their own value. Changing your major to liberal arts and living your life in the city wouldn't be so bad, would it? Lin Qingla's tone was calm and soothing, attempting to diffuse attention. Lin Qingla's words seemed to be a genuine attempt to help Su Jingming see reason, rather than a provocation. He was highlighting the potential benefits of pursuing a more stable and secure path, rather than risking everything on the martial arts exam. In the Great Xia Kingdom, the education system is divided into 2 distinct disciplines, liberal arts and martial arts. This division seems to be based on an individual's abilities and their potential for combat. those with lower ability levels, or those who lack confidence in combat, are steered towards liberal arts. This path allows them to pursue a more ordinary life, free from the dangers and challenges of martial arts. The stakes are high for those who choose the martial arts path. The unified exam requires them to enter a designated location and engage in a fight to the death against fierce beasts. This is a brutal and unforgiving test, where only the strongest and most skilled will survive. The ultimate goal of passing the unified exam is to gain entry into the Ability User University, a prestigious institution that offers advanced training and mentorship. After several years of rigorous training and guidance from experienced mentors, students can break through the unranked system and become true ranked ability users, unlocking powerful strengths and abilities. Su Jingming's thoughts took a darker turn as he recalled the tragic fate of his parents, who died in a beast tide. This personal loss likely fueled his determination to become stronger and take the martial arts unified exam. He felt that avoiding the exam wouldn't guarantee his safety, given the ever-present threat of beast invasions. With this painful memory in mind, Su Jingming's resolve to face the challenges of the martial arts exam seemed to grow stronger. He might see this path as a way to honor his parents' memory and protect himself and others from similar tragedies. The weight of his past experience was likely to drive his actions and decisions moving forward. Su Jingming returned to his apartment, his determination to take the martial arts exam burning brighter than ever. As he entered his humble abode, he picked up his trusty spear, its familiar weight of comfort in his hands. With a focused gaze, Su Jingming began to train, his movements swift and precise. As he practiced, a faint hum of electricity began to emanate from his body, crackling with energy. The air around him seemed to vibrate with the power of his E-grade ability, weak electricity. As the exhaustion caught up with him, Su Jingming's movement slowed, and he finally came to a stop, his chest heaving with exertion. I can't practice anymore, he thought, feeling the weight of his fatigue. His muscles ached, and his breathing was labored. The electricity that had been coursing through his body began to dissipate, leaving him feeling drained. Su Jingming leaned against the wall, his spear slipping from his grasp. He closed his eyes, letting the weariness wash over him. Despite his exhaustion, he knew he couldn't give up. The martial arts exam was just around the corner, and he still had a long way to go. Ever since his ability had awakened, Su Jingming had chosen a long spear as his trusty companion. For 2.5 years, he had dedicated himself to mastering the art of spear techniques. However, despite his prolonged practice, his proficiency remained at a beginner's level. Despite his struggles, Su Jingming had high hopes for a technique that might elevate his skills. He had his eyes on the beer technique, Lightning Gale Break, a powerful move that would undoubtedly make him stronger. The only hurdle was a steep price tag of $300,000. The reality of the martial arts world was harsh, with a growing number of student deaths among those below D class. For Su Jingming, getting into an awakened university was a matter of survival, and he knew he had to fight with every ounce of strength he possessed. The stakes were high, and the competition would be fierce. Su Jingming's determination to succeed was fueled by the knowledge that his future depended on it. He was willing to push himself to the limit, to take risks and face challenges head-on, all in pursuit of a better life. The screen flickered to life, displaying a message in bold, futuristic font. System activation successful. Su Jingming's eyes scanned the screen, taking the words Newbie Gift Package and Chat System for Transmigrators. A surge of excitement mixed with trepidation coursed through his veins. Do you want to claim the Newbie Gift Package? The screen asked, offering him a tantalizing prospect. Su Jingming's mind whirled with possibilities. What could this gift package contain? Would it be a powerful technique, a valuable resource, or something else entirely? And what was this chat system for transmigrators? Su Jingming's excitement reached a boiling point as he eagerly asked, "What's in the gift package?" The system's response flashed on the screen. Newbie gift package includes S-rank super ability, 200 ability points. His eyes widened in awe, and a huge grin spread across his face. An S-rank ability was the pinnacle of power, and 200 ability points would give him immense flexibility to customize his skills. Su Jingming's mind reeled with the implications of possessing an S-rank super ability. In a major country like Xiaohua, It typically took 3 to 4 years for an individual to awaken to their abilities. But an S-rank ability from the start, that was unprecedented. He knew that with such immense power, he would be a highly sought-after talent. Top ability universities would fight tooth and nail to recruit him, showering him with resources and opportunities. It was likely that he would be cultivated into a top-tier powerhouse, with the best instructor facilities and training programs at his disposal. Sweat dripped down Su Jingming's forehead as he gazed at the system screen with determination burning in his eyes. An E-rank trash like me still has a chance to defy fate and change my destiny, he thought, his resolve solidifying. With a deep breath, Su Jingming raised his hand, and his voice echoed through the room. Claim. The system screen flickered with a triumphant message. Newbie gift package claim successful. Su Jingming's eyes widened as he read on. 200 ability points have been credited. But it was the next line that truly caught his attention. S-rank super ability. Purple Cloud Thunder God's lighting is being distributed. Su Jingming's heart was enveloped in a crackling aura of lightning, and the system screen displayed the progress. 10%. Suddenly, the electrical energy surged, spreading throughout his body. As the progress bar ticked upward, Su Jingming's entire form became shrouded in a majestic, purple-hued lightning. The air around him seemed to vibrate with electric potential, and his body glowed with an otherworldly energy. The system screen displayed progress 20%. As the purple lightning surrounding Su Jingming's body intensified, the air was filled with the acrid smell of ozone, and the sound of crackling energy grew louder. The system screen displayed progress 20%. As the purple lightning surrounding Su Jingming's body intensified, the air was filled with the acrid smell of ozone, and the sound of crackling energy grew louder. As the progress bar ticked upward, the lightning began to burst forth from his body, damaging the surroundings. Furniture splintered, walls cracked, and windows shattered as the uncontrolled energy release wreaked havoc on the apartment. The neighbors who gathered below were shocked and frightened by the explosion and the burst of purple lightning. Some of them pointed and gasped, while others quickly pulled out their phones to call for help. One of the neighbors, Mrs. Lee, quickly dialed the emergency number and shouted into the phone, "Hello, hello. There's a fire or something happening at Su Jingming's apartment. Please send someone quickly." Su Jingming's body arched in agony as the system screen flashed the progress bar. 50%, 60%, 70%. The purple lightning raged through his body, threatening to consume him from the inside out. The pain was excruciating, like his cells were being rewritten by the intense energy. Su Jingming's vision blurred, and his breathing became ragged. He felt like he was being forged in a crucible of electricity, his body transformed by the S-rank ability. One of the neighbors, an elderly man named Mr. Wong, looked up at the sky and frowned. "Why did the sky suddenly turn dark?" he asked aloud, confusion etched on his face. The others followed his gaze, and they too noticed that the sky had taken on an ominous tone. On the other side of the city, elder man from the military council gazed up at the sky, his expression stern. "Terrifying thunder. I seem to feel some kind of heavy pressure. A powerful lightning attribute ferocious beast is about to invade." With a commanding voice, he ordered his subordinate, "Jiangqing's 3rd Legion, enter alert status. Prepare our lightning-resistant armor, and mobilize the electric shock squad. We must be ready to respond at a moment's notice." His subordinate nodded swiftly and relayed the orders, activating the Legion's emergency protocols. Elder Man Wu's eyes remained fixed on the sky, his mind calculating the potential threat and preparing for battle. "We will not let this beast catch us off guard. Prepare the city's defenses and get the troops ready to deploy." A majestic lightning dragon appeared in the sky, its electric body crackling with energy as it swooped towards Su Jingming's apartment. The air was charged with anticipation, and the dragon's arrival seemed to coincide with Su Jingming's transformation. As the dragon drew closer, Su Jingming's body surged with even more intense purple lightning, and he let out a mighty scream. The system screen flashed with rapid updates. 80%, 90%, 99%. Finally, the screen displayed 100%, ability transformation completed. The purple lightning surrounding Su Jingming's body dissipated, revealing a transformed individual. His eyes glowed with an inner light, and his aura pulsed with incredible power. The lightning dragon hovered above, its presence seeming to acknowledge Su Jingming's newfound abilities. With a mighty roar, Su Jingming raised his hands, and the air around him crackled with electricity. He had become a master of the lightning attribute, and the world would soon tremble at his power. With a surge of exhilaration, Su Jingming gazed at his hands, now imbued with the S-rank ability, Purple Haven Divine Thunder. The electric baton he once wielded seemed like a toy compared to this newfound power. One hit on a person is enough to shatter them. Su Jingming gazed out at his apartment, taking in the destruction caused by the uncontrolled energy release. This commotion is a bit too big, he thought to himself, surveying the damage. Furniture was overturned, walls were cracked, and windows were shattered. Su Jingming's eyes lit up as he gazed at the system screen, remembering the newbie gift pack. Oh, right. It also gave me 200 ability points, he thought, curiosity piqued. He focused on the ability points, and the system displayed a detailed explanation. Ability points can be obtained by killing fierce beasts. Consuming ability points can increase level and upgrade skills. You can view your ability points and upgrade options in the system panel. Su Jingming chuckled to himself, enjoying the simplicity and power of the system. I just love this kind of simple and crude cheat, he thought, grinning. With a thought, he opened the system panel, and a holographic display flickered to life in front of him. The panel displayed his information. Name, Su Jingming. Photo, a holographic image of Su Jingming's face. Skills, Purple Haven Divine Thunder, S-rank. Other skills, Physique 121 Chi Blood. Spirit 140 Hz. Skill Spear Arts Basic Lightning. Gale Break Basic. Ability Points 200. Su Jingming couldn't help but grin as he thought about the system's simplicity. He loved how straightforward it was, allowing him to focus on what mattered most, getting stronger. With the unified exam just around the corner, Su Jingming knew he had to make the most of his 200 ability points. He decided to let the system handle the allocation, trusting its calculations to maximize his combat power. Su Jingming pondered the system's words. The essence of superpower lies in the human body and mind. Let's first enhance those to basic attributes. He gazed at the system screen, which displayed his current attributes. Strength, 142. As the purple lightning coursed through his veins, Su Jingming felt an intense surge of energy. His body seemed to be electrified, and he could sense the power coursing through his muscles and cells. This is what it feels like to boost blood energy and mineral power. With a fierce cry, Su Jingming bent down and unleashed a flurry of punches, his fists flying in every direction. As he struck, lightning burst forth from his body, crackling with electricity. The air was filled with the acrid smell of ozone as the lightning danced across the room. Each punch sent a bolt of lightning shooting out from his fists, illuminating the space with brilliant flashes of light. The sound of thunder boomed through the air, shaking the very foundations of the room. With his basic attributes enhanced, Su Jingming noticed a significant improvement in his overall abilities. Whether he was using combat techniques or manipulating powers, everything seemed to be amplified accordingly. His movements became more fluid and precise, his strength increased, and his agility allowed him to dodge attacks with ease. Even his Purple Haven Divine Thunder seemed more potent, its power surging through him like never before. Su Jingming pondered the significance of the attribute increase. Both attributes increased by 20 points, he thought. That means each ability point equals 0.2 blood energy or 0.2 hertz. He glanced at the system screen, which displayed his updated physique. Physique 141. With his current strength, Su Jingming felt confident that getting into a superpower university would be a breeze. However, he couldn't help but wonder about his standing among the over 700,000 students in Jiangnan province. Where did he rank among the prodigies who had been trained by elite mentors since childhood? Su Jingming grasped his spear firmly, feeling its familiar weight and balance in his hand. Let's go to the martial hall and test my exact state, he thought, a sense of anticipation building within him. The firefighter burst into the room, kicking open the door with urgency. We've got a rescue call. There's a fire here, he exclaimed, his voice firm and commanding. Su Jingming's eyes widened as he realized the situation. It was probably caused by fluctuation from my power training, he thought, feeling a surge of concern. However, as he assessed the situation, he noticed that the fire was already under control. It's under control now, I see, he said calmly. The firefighter's expression changed to one of relief, and he nodded. Apprenticeship resolved. Fall back, he said into his comms device, before turning to Su Jingming. All right, situation under control. The firefighter shook his head, chuckling. Such a huge commotion, and it turns out it was just a student training their power. The next generation is truly impressive, he said with a mix of amusement and admiration. The neighbor asked, was everything okay with the fire earlier? Your problem is under control. Su Jingming replied, Good, from the look of it. The neighbor then inquired, heading to the martial hall? Yeah, going there to get some practicing, Su Jingming said. The neighbor sighed. So, the entrance exam is tomorrow, and you're still training. Not like my kid, who's stressing over the exam right now. For an awakened individual, becoming a full-fledged superpower user required rigorous training of both physique and mind to boost power output. As a result, martial halls that provided training spaces and instruction became increasingly popular. However, not every family could afford the luxury of a private training room, making these public facilities a vital resource for many aspiring superpower users. The two most renowned chain martial halls in the Xi'an nation were indeed Thunderclap and Violent Bear. Both institutions had a long history of producing skilled superpower users and were highly respected within the martial community. Su Jingming's eyes widened in surprise as he turned to look at the person approaching him. Wait, isn't that Tang Chi? My cousin? He thought, a mix of curiosity and familiarity rising within him. Su Jingming's eyes widened in surprise as he turned to look at the person approaching him. Wait, isn't that Tang Chi? My cousin? He thought, a mix of curiosity and familiarity rising within him. Chi Jia, what brings you to Thunderclap Martial Hall? Su Jingming asked, curiosity getting the better of him. Tang Chi smiled and replied, just here with a friend. Got it. Then I'll head to the training room, Su Jingming said, nodding. Tang Chi thought to herself. He seems different than before, noticing a change in Su Jingming's demeanor. Her friend asked, nudging her playfully, Who's that? Kinda handsome, eyeing Su Jingming with interest. Ong Chi said, Su Jingming, he is my cousin. He is in senior year, like us, taking the martial exam tomorrow. She introduced him casually, without much fanfare. Her friend's eyes lit up with curiosity, likely intrigued by the mention of the martial exam and Su Jingming's connection to Tang Chi. Her another friend teased, Why are you asking so many questions? You're crushing on him already, Xiaoya. Xiaoya playfully replied, Totally. With that face, as long as he's not weak, he'll make a great boyfriend. Definitely impressive in public. She giggled, nudging Tang Chi with her elbow. Tang Chi said, You might be disappointed. He only awakened an E-rank ability. Xiaoya replied, E-rank? What a shame. Tang Chi's another friend chimed in. Competing in a martial exam with just an E-rank ability? Gotta admire the courage. Tang Chi frowned, concern etched on her face. So what if he's brave? It's way too risky. It'd be better if he didn't take the exam at all. Xiaoya said, All right, let's not talk about that. We came to check out the Thunderclap Martial Hall, didn't we? They chatted among themselves, their conversation flowing easily. True, I've trained at Violent Bear all 3 years of high school. This is my first time in Thunderclap. Relaxing before the exam is good for your mental state. Let's go. With that, they strolled further into the martial hall, taking in the sights and sounds of the bustling facility. Su Jingming stood opposite to a target, holding a spear. He thought to himself, the fear feels lighter, or maybe it's because my physique got stronger. He glanced at the spear in his hand, his mind wandering to the upcoming exam. But the unified exam is tomorrow, not time to find a better weapon. With a resolute nod, he refocused on his training, determined to make the most of the time he had left. He took a deep breath, focusing his energy. Let's see what my full strength looks like without power enhancement. With a swift and powerful motion, he stabbed the spear directly into the target. The impact was loud and solid, the spear sinking deep into the target's surface. Su Jingming observed the result, gauging his own strength and technique. The training room's walls and equipment were made of basic memory metal, a material that could auto-repair within its resistance limit. This meant that the targets and other training equipment could withstand a significant amount of damage before needing manual repair. The memory metal would slowly return to its original shape, erasing any signs of damage. This feature made the training room a convenient and efficient place for students like Su Jingming to hone their skills. My raw physical strength is now double what was before, Su Jingming noted, pleased with his progress. Most awakened ones top out at 100 calories in strength. He cracked a small smile, feeling a sense of confidence. Now, let's try Purple Heaven Divine Thunder. He stretched out his hand, channeling his power into it. His hand started glowing with thunder, and a lightning bolt rushed forth, striking the target with destructive force. The energy release was immense, measuring 3,021 calories. The target shook violently under the impact, and the air was filled with the acrid smell of ozone. Expected of an S-rank power, this is insane, Su Jingming exclaimed, stunned by the sheer force of the Purple Heaven Divine Thunder. The average first-tier power user only hits 1,000 calories, and I'm not even officially Tier 1 yet. My output is like a mid-tier first-tier user. He was both amazed and a little awestruck by the unexpected potency of his ability, realizing that S-rank powers were on a completely different level. He thought to himself, this isn't my full potential. With a fierce determination, he gripped his spear tightly. Thunder began to cover his body as he combined his physical strength, power enhancement, and combat techniques. That's my trump card, he declared. With a swift and deadly motion, he moved forward and stabbed his spear into the target. A purple lightning ball created at the tip of the spear, and he shouted, "Lightning Gale!" A very powerful light occurred, illuminating the surroundings in a brilliant, electrifying glow. The sheer force of the attack was awe-inspiring, and the resulting explosion of energy left no doubt about the devastating power of the lightning gale technique. The whole building started to shake, and everyone was terrified, thinking it was an earthquake. On the same floor, Tang Chi and her friend exchanged worried glances. Such strong energy fluctuation, that's definitely power user level, her friend said, her voice filled with excitement and curiosity. Xiaoya asked, "Isn't this floor only for high school training students?" Her friend replied, "But all the freaks who reached that level early this year are training at Violent Bear, right? Maybe one of those freaks came here for a change, or a new power user student emerged." Tang Chi's eyes sparkled with interest. "Let's go check it out." Together, they headed towards the source of the disturbance, eager to see what was happening. Ong Chi said, "The energy wave seems to be coming from nearby." On the way, they met Su Jingming. Tang Chi asked, "Su Jingming heading home?" He replied, "Yeah, just want to get back and prep a bit more." Tang Chi said, "All right, good luck on the exam tomorrow, but also stay safe." Su Jingming left. Her friend said, "Forgot him. The energy fluctuations coming from here." They reached near a room. Its walls were cracked. Tang Chi asked, "Is it here?" They confirmed it when they opened the door, and they were in complete shock. All the things in the training room were completely destroyed. They were horrified by seeing such destruction had happened to the training room. Tang Chi and her friend were in complete shock. They stood frozen in the doorway, their eyes scanning the devastated training room. The destruction was so severe that it was hard to believe it had been caused by a single incident. The room's condition was a testament to the immense power that had been unleashed within its walls. Xiaoya said to her friends, "Damn, every memory alloy was blasted apart. How powerful was that attack? Do we really have a high school student this strong in Jiangqing?" Her friends exchanged stunned glances, equally bewildered by the display of power they had just witnessed. The destruction of the memory alloys, known for their exceptional durability, only added to the astonishment. Her friend said, "That probably wasn't a high school student. I can still feel the incredible violent energy remnants. The person could be a Tier 2 superpower user who accidentally entered this floor and tested their strength in the training room." Xiaoya's eyes widened in agreement, both of them speculating about the identity and capabilities of the mysterious individual responsible for the destruction. The two students standing apart from them said, "I knew it. There's no way a high schooler could unleash that kind of power." Exactly. Even the prodigies in provincial capital couldn't do this, let alone someone from Jiangqing. They exchanged knowing glances, their voices barely above a whisper as they discussed the implications of the destruction they had witnessed. Their tone conveyed a mix of awe and concern, hinting at the potential dangers that such a powerful individual might pose. Xiaoya said, "Only Su Jingming passed by here just now. Do you think it was him who caused all this? He is actually a hidden genius who's been controlling his power, waiting to make a big splash during tomorrow's power exam." Her friends turned to her, intrigued by the suggestion, and they began to speculate about Su Jingming's potential involvement in the destruction. The two students said to Xiaoya, "You're reading too many web novels about weaklings in disguise. That's just nonsense. Even if he is hiding his strength, there's got to be a limit. He only awakened in E-rank ability. 300 units of attack strength would already be good." They chuckled, dismissing the idea of Su Jingming being the one responsible for destruction, and attributing Xiaoya's speculation to her love for fantastical stories. Her friend said, "Both of these corridors lead outside. That powerful person must have exited from the other side. That's why we didn't run into them. Tang Chi, what do you think?" She walked to the destroy block and said, "Maybe." Her eyes scanned the area, taking in the details of the destruction, as if searching for clues that might reveal what had happened. Tang Chi thought to herself, the traces look like they were made by a spear. So Su Jingming participating in the martial arts exam is really just overestimating himself. It seemed she noticed a detail that hinted at the true nature of the destruction, and Su Jingming's abilities seemed laughably inadequate in comparison. The day of the martial arts exam arrived, and students from all over the school came to participate. Everyone started to murmur to themselves, some nervously rehearsing their techniques, while others were busy psyching themselves up, ready to give it their all. Su Jingming entered the area, holding a sphere in his hand, a confident look on his face. He seemed unfazed by the commotion and speculation surrounding him, his calm demeanor a stark contrast to the whispers and stares of the other students. 3 students whispered, "Phew, this is our test site. Holy crap, I think I saw a unicorn rhino. Didn't they usually use common beasts like shadow cats or iron-haired boars in past exams? This year's exam is going to be very hard." Their eyes widened in surprise as they took in the formidable challenge ahead. A student holding a sword said to them, "So, what if it's a unicorn rhino? If you can't even handle this level of beast, even if you get into Superpower University by luck, you'll just be a useless nobody." His intense gaze sent shivers down their spines, and they were terrified by the conviction and ferocity emanating from him. Su Jingming asked his best friend Lu Jie, "Su, who is this guy acting all arrogant?" His best friend replied, "Who else? That's Zhou Mingyang from First High School, the Gale Sword guy." Lu Jie nodded toward Zhou Mingyang, his tone laced with a mix of familiarity and wariness. His best friend continued, "Rumor says that he has a B-rank power called Agile Gale, and he's already advanced from no rank to Tier 1. Lu Jie's words were filled with a hint of awe and respect, implying that Zhou Mingyang's abilities were not to be underestimated. Su Jingming thought to himself, "Oh, him? The guy they say is a top contender for this year's martial arts exam valedictorian." A hint of competitiveness sparked in his eyes as he wondered, "Between him and me, who's stronger?" The challenge seemed to ignite a fire within him. A loud shout came from the examiner, "Attention, all the test takers." The area fell silent as students turned their focus to the front, awaiting the instructions and commencement of the martial arts exam. "I am Wang Haiyang, the chief commander of this Jiangqing martial arts exam. Before the test begins, I will go over some key points again. The exam run from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 12 hours in total. The testing location is Ruin Town behind me." Wang Haiyang gestured toward the vast, battle-scarred terrain of Ruin Town, where various formidable beasts and challenges awaited the test takers. He continues, "As in previous exams, the area is divided into outer, middle, inner, and core zones. Killing different types and levels of beasts will earn you different scores. The higher the beast level, the stronger it is, and the more points you get. Wang Haiyang's word highlighted the strategic challenge ahead, where students would need to balance risk and reward to maximize their scores. He continued, the core area is like the bonus questions on a written exam meant for the top students. Everyone knows your limit. Don't risk your life just for points. Wang Haiyang shouted, his face stern and angry, emphasizing the gravity of the warning as he gazed at the students. Su Jingming thought to himself, until yesterday, I only dared to wander in the outer zone, but now I'm aiming for the inner zone and even the core. A sense of confidence and ambition swelled within him, driven by the power of the sphere in his hand. Exam supplies will be distributed. Go to your homeroom teacher. In order to receive them, there are 3 items in total. Wang Haiyang's announcement was met with a flurry of activity as students prepared to collect their supplies, eager to gear up for the challenges ahead. Smartwatch tracks the number and types of beasts killed and accumulates score in real time. Tactical backpack contains 3 energy balls, 1 energy drink, and 1 disposable medical pack to support examinees for 12 hours. Safety sphere, when activated, creates a high-voltage electric barrier. Normal beasts cannot break through it. The details of the supplies were crucial for the student's survival and success in the exam. The teacher said to Su Jingming, once you use the safety sphere, the exam ends. But remember, your life matters more than anything else. Thanks, teacher. I got it, Su Jingming replied, nodding in understanding, the teacher's words striking a chord of caution within him. Lin Qingyan shouts at Su Jingming and asks, you don't have a team yet, right? Want to team up with us? She introduces her friend. This is my friend who recently awakened a C-rank ability. He said to Su Jingming, once we get inside, I'll watch your back. The offer of teamwork and support hung in the air, a strategic opportunity for mutual benefit in the challenging exam ahead. 2 students standing nearby whispered to each other. Class rep, it's fine being a nice guy usually, but this is a martial arts exam. Another said, a team can only have 5 people max. If we bring him, how are we going to score high? Their hushed conversation revealed the pragmatic considerations and potential conflicts that could arise in forming alliances for the exam. His friend asked them, we agreed, and now you're backing out last minute? They started arguing. Who knew he would actually show up for the exam? I am not dragging dead weight. The tension between camaraderie and self-interest simmered just below the surface, threatening to boil over into conflict. Su Jingming held Lu and told him, class rep, I really appreciate your kindness. Then he said, I'll go solo. You guys can form your own team. With a calm determination, Su Jingming made his decision, choosing to rely on himself rather than potentially burden others. Lu asked Su Jingming, are you serious? The class rep said, it is what it is, then. All right, then just be careful. With a nod, Lu accepted Su Jingming's decision. Concern etched on his face as he watched his friend head off alone. Lu walked ahead with an angry face, and the 2 students asked the class rep, why don't we team up with Huang Tian instead? The class rep looked at Su Jingming with a worried expression, concern for his friend's solo endeavor evident in his gaze. Su Jingming started smiling and thought to himself, without you guys, I can still score high. A confident glint sparkled in his eyes as he walked away, his determination and self-assurance propelling him forward. The air was filled with a hum of drones as they flew overhead, signaling the start of the exam. Jiangqing 2037 National Martial Arts Exam officially begins. Activating test site cameras and drone live stream. Exam broadcast starting. The announcement echoed through the venue, marking commencement of the highly anticipated event. The crowd of candidates surged forward, sprinting into the exam area with a singular focus, securing a spot at Superpower University. I will make a name for myself, they thought, determination burning in their hearts as they entered the site, ready to showcase their martial arts prowess. Tang Chi and her friends also dashed into the examination area, their eyes fixed on the challenge ahead as they prepare to give it their all and make a strong impression on the examiners. Zhou Mingyang from No. 1 High School burst forward, Leaping ahead of the pack with explosive power and agility, his movements a blur as he sprinted toward the exam area with an impressive display of speed and determination. Su Jingming sprinted forward, a fierce determination in his voice as he declared, "Unified Martial Arts Exam, here I come." With each stride, he gained momentum, his movements swift and purposeful as he charged toward the challenge ahead. The smartwatch on Su Jingming's wrist beeped, displaying the message, "Verification completed. Candidate is Su Jingming, Senior Year 3, Class 5, Jiangqing No. 2 High School." The confirmation flashed on the screen, ensuring his identity and readiness for the exam. The screen flickered to life, displaying the live ranking system. First place, Zhou Mingyang. Second place, Li Lan. Third place, Zhao Hu. The rankings flashed on the screen, fueling the competitive atmosphere as the candidates prepared to showcase their skills. Su Jingming's eyes locked onto the rankings, his determination renewed. Su Jingming thought to himself, as expected from No. 1 high school's top student, Zhou Mingyang is already racing ahead so fast. Time for me to make a move too. A spark of competitiveness ignited within him, and he picked up his pace, ready to challenge the leaders. Su Jingming thought to himself, there's a long way from the outer zone to core, so let's head straight for the core area. With a newfound sense of purpose, he adjusted his strategy, focusing on the most critical part of the exam. As Su Jingming sprinted toward the core area, he suddenly caught sight of something that made him stop dead in his tracks. His eyes widened, and he stood there, frozen in surprise or curiosity. Su Jingming's eyes widened in horror as he saw a student lying unconscious on the ground, blood trickling out of his mouth and a critical wound visible on his chest. He rushed over, concern etched on his face, and knelt down to assess the situation. "What happened?" he muttered, his voice laced with worry. Su Jingming's eyes widened in alarm as he thought to himself, "Those injuries are serious." He didn't even have time to use the safety sphere. No wonder the teacher kept telling me to skip the exam. Concern and unease gripped him as he realized the gravity of the situation. Su Jingming thought to himself, if I hadn't awakened an S-rank ability, I would have probably ended up like this too. The thought sent a chill down his spine as he gazed at the injured student, grateful for his own unique circumstances. Su Jingming thought to himself, no regrets. The martial art exam is just that brutal. He pressed the student's smartwatch, calling for the logistics team. Opportunity always comes with risk, he murmured. Not everyone gets a chance to defy fate. With a resolute expression, he ensured the injured student received aid, acknowledging the harsh realities of their world. Su Jingming's heart skipped a beat as he felt a terrifying presence behind him. He spun around, and his eyes widened in horror as he saw a massive, clawed leg belonging to a ferocious beast looming over him. The air was thick with tension as the beast's presence seemed to fill the space. Su Jingming's mind racing, he thought. It deliberately left someone alive to ambush those who get close. His instinct screamed warning as he gazed at the beast, realizing he was likely walking into a trap set by the cunning creature. Su Jingming thought to himself, it's a trap made by the ferocious beast. His eyes darted around, assessing the situation. As he prepared to defend himself against the impending attack, Su Jingming steeled himself, ready to face the ferocious beast. His muscles tensed, and he poised for action, prepared to defend himself against the beast's ferocious attack. Adrenaline pumped through him as he waited for the beast's next move. The ferocious beast lunged towards Su Jingming with a snarl, but he swiftly moved back, dodging the beast's vicious attack by a hair's breadth. Su Jingming breathed out sharply, his reflexes saving him from the deadly strike. The ferocious beast landed mere inches away from Su Jingming, its eyes locking onto him with a deadly glance. The air was thick with tension as beast and human locked gazes, each sizing up the other for the next move. Su Jingming felt the weight of the beast's lethal intent bearing down on him. Su Jingming thought to himself, the beast has an agile body, sharp claws, and a bite force of over 1,000 kilograms. A well-deserved newbie killer. He swallowed hard, acknowledging the beast's deadly capabilities. Its lethal combo of speed, sharpness, and crushing power made it a formidable opponent. Su Jingming thought to himself, The reason fierce beasts has the word fierce in their name is because they possess a special ferocious aura that can intimidate their prey. I heard that most awakened people, when they encounter a fierce beast for the first time, become helpless under this ferocious aura. He felt a shiver run down his spine, aware of the psychological impact the beast's aura could have on him. Su Jingming thought that wealthy families will hire specialized ability user bodyguards to take their children into the wilderness to get them used to fighting fierce beasts as early as possible. This way, the kids learn to handle danger, build confidence, and develop survival skills from a young age. A harsh but effective way to prepare them for the dangers of their world. Su Jingming said to himself, "Of course I don't have that kind of privilege. This is my first time truly facing a fierce beast." A mix of nerves and determination played on his face as he realized the gravity of the situation. No luxury of prior training or privileged upbringing here. He was in the thick of it, facing the beast head-on. The fierce beast lunged toward Su Jingming, and they faced off face-to-face. In a split-second decision, Su Jingming took out his spear, a weapon or tool of some kind, and stabbed it into the body of the beast. The outcome hung in the balance. Su Jingming thought to himself, "It seems that this aura has no effect on me at all." A hint of surprise mixed with relief crossed his mind as he realized he wasn't intimidated or helpless under the fierce beast's ferocious aura like most others would be. This unexpected resistance might just give him an edge in this deadly confrontation. Su Jingming takes out his spear from the dead body of the beast, and suddenly a screen appeared showing "Killed one unranked fierce beast." A shadow cat, ability points +3 inch. Su Jingming's probably stoked about getting those ability points for his shadow cat. Taking down an unranked fierce beast ain't no joke. Su Jingming said to himself, "Killing fierce beasts can grant me ability points which can strengthen my power, but unranked fierce beasts give so little." He nodded thoughtfully, realizing that while taking down beasts does reward him with ability points, unranked ones aren't the most lucrative. Maybe he'll need to aim for a higher-ranked beast to get more points and boost his power faster flex biceps. Su Jingming thought to himself, "Since I don't have a big reaction to the fierce beast's aura, there's not much point in staying in the outer area. I gotta get to the central area, quickly." He figured that with his resistance to the beast's aura, he could handle tougher areas. Heading to the central area ASAP might bring more challenges, but also bigger rewards or opportunities rocket. Smiling face with sunglasses while reaching the central area, Su Jingming started killing many beasts. The screen shows so many ability points were added. Su Jingming's probably pumped seeing his ability points skyrocket like that. Taking down lots of beasts in the central area's paying off big time. His power is going to be boosted majorly with all those points collision. Thinking face while landing on the ground, Su Jingming thought, "I've gained a good amount of ability points, but what I lack now is actual combat experience. Using the Purple Heaven Divine Thunder can instantly kill unranked fierce beasts, but this way I can effectively increase my strength." Su Jingming's weighing the pros and cons. Sure, the Divine Thunder makes short work of unranked beasts, but relying on it might not help him get stronger through actual combat challenges grimacing face. Moreover, Su Jingming thought, the higher the ability rank, the more energy it consumes. If I use my full strength with Purple Heaven Divine Thunder, I can't even maintain it for an hour, before my E-rank weakness current could last for more than 3 hours. Su Jingming's realizing the trade-offs of using his powerful skill. High energy drain with Purple Heaven Divine Thunder versus longer lasting, but maybe less effective lower rank usage. Balancing power and endurance's a big deal balance scale. Fire, but the martial arts exam lasts for a full 12 hours before entering the core area. Su Jingming thought, I can't waste my application. I'll continue to stick to the strategy for the rest of the journey. I'll kill the fierce beast using only my spear techniques to gain more combat experience. Su Jingming's going to push himself, using spear techniques to take down beasts. That way he'll build combat skills and experience, prepping himself for the challenges ahead in the core area flex biceps. Su Jingming suddenly spotted a giant fierce beast that looks at his direction. He started running away from it, and it started chasing him. Su Jingming's hightailing out of there, but that giant beast hot on his heels. This is going to be a wild chase rocket. Wonder if Su Jingming can outrun it, or if he'll need to turn around and fight after all. When he looked back, the beast was near him. Suddenly, Su Jingming jumped up, started spinning, took his spear out, and stabbed it directly into the beast's head. What a crazy move. Su Jingming pulled off some insane acrobatic combat skills there. Stabbing the spear into the beast's head like that, gotta be effective collision. Probably gonna get some big rewards or ability points for tucking down a giant fierce beast like that smiling face with sunglasses. Su Jingming took out his spear from the beast's head and landed near it. He's probably catching his breath after that intense move. Now he's down. Su Jingming's thinking, my speed in killing fierce beasts is much faster than before. Could it be that my spear technique's broken through without me realizing it? He's wondering if there's been some unseen progress in his skills. Maybe all the combat experience and ability points gained have bumped up his spear technique to a new level without him even noticing Rocket. That'd explain the increased kill speed. While looking at the screen, Su Jingming said, as I thought, my spear technique's broken through to intermediate. It seems that relying solely on spear technique in actual combat gives the biggest boost of my strength. Su Jingming's hyped that his spear technique's upgraded to intermediate. He's making the connection that focusing on spear technique in combat's really pumping up his strength chart increasing. Guess that strategy of using spear techniques to kill beasts was a good call. While touching the screen, Su Jingming said, the intermediate spear technique already makes me feel like I can do whatever I want. What would happen if I were to improve it further? Su Jingming's curious about the potential of taking his spear technique to the next level, with intermediate spear technique making him feel unstoppable already. He's wondering what heights he'd reach with even more improvement Rocket. Possibilities are getting pretty exciting. Suddenly, a lot of spear skills appeared in Su Jingming's mind. His eyes widened, and he was in complete shock. Whoa! That's a lot of new skills flooding in like that. Su Jingming's mind's blown by the influx of spear skills collision. He's probably thinking, what just happened? Guess breaking through the intermediate spear technique unlocked a bunch of new moves in his mind brain. Now he's got to process all these new skills. It's amazing. Countless advanced spear techniques are flooding into Su Jingming's mind. He said, I can't wait to find a first-rank fierce beast to test it on. Su Jingming's pumped about all these new advanced techniques. He's getting flexed biceps. Testing M out on a tougher foe like a first-rank fierce beast is going to be a big challenge, and a great way to see how effective these new skills are fire. He's looking forward to putting M to the test. Su Jingming's friends were walking, and suddenly the class rep noticed someone running while holding a spear. She said to her friends, I think I saw Su Jingming. Her friend said, Squad leader, are you seeing things? It can't be him. With his strength, coming here would be suicide, wouldn't it? The friends doubting it could be Su Jingming, because with Su Jingming's strength, showing up in this area would be crazy, risky, dizzy face. They're wondering if the class rep's mistaken about who she saw, person shrugging, female sign. The class rep said, Did I really see something wrong? But that silhouette just now really looked exactly like Su Jingming. Lu Jie said, I wonder how Jingming is doing. The class rep still thinking about that silhouette that looked like Su Jingming, wondering if it really was him thinking face. Lu Jie's showing concern for Su Jingming, thinking about how he's doing thaw balloon. Maybe they're going to ask around or check on Su Jingming's status. Suddenly one of their friends called out, Them, come here quick. Rhinoceros looks like it just died. The blood on the wounds hasn't dried yet, which means it died a few minutes ago. The fatal wound is on its head. From the shape of the wound, it was caused by a spear. Whoa! A rhinoceros just got taken down skull. And from the wound, it looks like a spear was used fire. Given Su Jingming was just talked about and he's got spear technique skills, they'll probably think about it he had something to do with this kill, exploding head. The class rep said, Good. The person I saw nearby just now really was Su Jingming. Her friend said, You're not going to say that Su Jingming was the one who killed this rhinoceros, are you? This is a fierce beast that only AC rank awakened can kill alone. How could Su Jingming possibly do it? Su Jingming's friends are doubting that he'd be able to take down a rhinoceros fierce beast like that dizzy face. They're saying that a job for AC rank awakened, and Su Jingming's capabilities don't seem to match up to that level. Her another friend said, to find out if Su Jingming killed it, we just have to check his score ranking, right? Yep. Checking Su Jingming's score ranking's a straight shot way to see if he got credit for killing the rhinoceros bar chart. If he did kill it, his score ranking should reflect that kill, and they'd know for sure magnifying glass still to the left. His friends are curious now, want to know if Su Jingming's the one who took down that beast. When they look at the score, 46th place Su Jingming, they said, it's really him. No, this can't be right. Su Jingming? He is in top 50? Could it be someone with the same name? Are E-rank ability awakened people this fierce these days? I don't believe it. Su Jingming's friends are shocked dizzy face. They're not buying it that Su Jingming's in top 50 with E-rank ability. That's crazy strong for an E-rank fire. They're wondering if it's a different Su Jingming or something. Thinking face. Audience stands outside the arena. The first high school is as strong as ever. They are basically taking over the top 10, especially Zhou Mingyang, who's ranked first with 412 points. It seems he has already secured the city's top student spot. It's been many years in our Jiangqing that a hot provincial top 100 student appeared. I wonder if he can do it, the audience said to themselves. The audience is talking about how first high school's dominant, the rankings trophy. Zhou Mingyang's on top with a huge 412 points top arrow. They're thinking he's locked in the city's top student spot 100 points. Now they're curious if Zhou Mingyang can make it to the hot provincial top 100. Zhang Wenshan said, Zhou Mingyang is our Jiangqing ace. His nimble gale is very strong, so he wouldn't be weak even in the provincial martial arts exam. In my opinion, he should be able to break into the top 100 in Jiangnan province. Zhang Wenshan's hyping, Zhou Mingyang flex biceps. He's saying Zhou Mingyang's got a strong skill set with Nimble Gale Tornado, which will serve him well even at the provincial level stadium. Zhang Wenshan continued, Old Lu, I've always been quite satisfied with the education at your first high school. And the third high school isn't bad either. Someone finally squeezed into the top 10. The principals of first and third high school said, It's all thanks to you, director. We will continue to rely on you in the future. Zhang Wenshan's talking to old Lu, saying he's satisfied with the education at first high school. He's also mentioning third high school's doing okay handshake. The principals are thanking Director Zhang Wenshan for his support folded hands, saying they'll keep counting on him books. Zhang Wenshan said, but the second high school needs to work harder. Their best student is only ranked 18. The principal of second high school bowed down his head and said, yes. Zhang Wenshan's pointing out second high schools got to step up their game chart increasing. Compared to the others, their top students ranking 18th. Zhao Yao, principal of second high school, thought, among the top 50, there are only 8 students from the second high school. Li Ming, Yangwan, Tang Ju, Su Jingming, you brats get your act together. Wait a minute. Who is this Su Jingming? Why haven't I seen this name before? Is there a person with this name in the advanced class? Principal Zhao Yao's thinking about the second high school's representation in the top 50. He's named the 4 students from second high school in the top 50. He's curious about Su Jingming. Didn't know about this student, wondering if Su Jingming's in the advanced class. Su Jingming's class teacher is in complete shock as he saw Su Jingming's name, and he's in top 50. But isn't this kid an E-rank awake? The person. But no matter how much he hides it, can an E-rank ability suddenly turn into an S-rank ability? Su Jingming's class teacher's blown away. He's thinking Su Jingming's got an E-rank ability, but somehow he's ranking the top 50. That's crazy for an E-rank. He's wondering if an E-rank ability can somehow skyrocket to S-rank level, 'cause that'd be insane. Class teacher thought, only the top 10 have a dedicated camera angle, so I can't find any footage of Su Jingming right now. How on earth did he get such a high score? The class teacher's puzzled. Since Su Jingming's not in the top 10, there's no dedicated camera footage of him. He's wondering how Su Jingming managed to get such a high score with an E-rank ability. The mystery is deepening about Su Jingming's performance. Central area danger level high. Someone broke a bottle on the ground and stepped forward. It was Su Jingming. He thought to himself. After entering the central area, the number of fierce beasts has significantly decreased. Ranked fierce beasts, how to develop some intelligence, and I'm at the ends of territory, which makes them much more difficult to deal with than unranked ones. Su Jingming's in the central area where danger's high. He's thinking about the situation. Fewer fierce beasts here, but the ranked ones are smarter and tougher to handle than unranked ones. He's at the edge of his territory, making things trickier. He saw something and said, "Here it is." It was a ferocious beast that was destroying every object that comes in front of it. It looks at Su Jingming and roars. A first-rank fierce beast. An arm-blade tiger. Su Jingming's face was a crazy beast. The arm-blade tiger's a first-rank fierce beast, destroying everything in its path. It's looking straight at Su Jingming and roaring loud. This beast got power, and Su Jingming's got to handle it. He said, "It seems my luck is... Today I just entered the central area and already encountered a first-rank fierce beast. This is perfect for me to test my sphere technique on." Su Jingming's thinking this encounter's a good break. He's just entered the central area and bumped into a first-rank fierce beast, the arm-blade tiger. He's seeing this as a perfect chance to test out his sphere technique. Su Jingming's looking to put his skills to the test against this beast. Arm-blade tiger launches towards him. Our protagonist takes a stand to fight back. Su Jingming's fastened, off against the charging arm-blade tiger. He's taking a stance, ready to fight back. This is going to be an intense showdown cross swords between Su Jingming and the fierce arm-blade tiger. How's Su Jingming going to use his fear technique against this beast? Su Jingming's moving fast, dodging the arm-blade tiger's attack. Then he uses his sphere to block the tiger's next attack. He's using his sphere technique smartly to defend against the fierce arm-blade tiger. The beast's arms started shaking. Our protagonist thought, "Is this all the power of a first-rank arm-blade tiger has? I guess only a Tiger King can make me use a little more effort." Su Jingming's thinking, the arm-blade tiger's not that powerful. He's wondering, if only a more powerful beast like a Tiger King would push him to use more effort. Su Jingming's assessing the situation, thinking about the beast's strength. With quick movement, our protagonist launched toward the tiger beast to attack. That tiger beast also launched forward, but with a quick moment, our protagonist reaches near the tiger beast and stabbed the beast with the sphere. The tiger beast started growling in pain, and blood flows out his mouth. Our hero landed near the beast, and look at it. Su Jingming's landed near the wounded arm-blade tiger. The beast's growling in pain, and blood's flowing out of its mouth. Su Jingming's looking at the beast, assessing the situation. They both look at each other's eyes. Suddenly, with a growl, the tiger beast launches forward. It started attacking our protagonist with his claws. Our protagonist dodges all of its attacks, and he said, "As expected of a first-rank ferocious beast, its vitality is indeed tenacious. It still wants to put up a desperate struggle." Our protagonist suddenly turns back and gets ready to face the beast. He said, but no matter how much you struggle, it's futile. He started binding his power into the sphere and shoots lightning slashes towards the beast that accurately hit the beast. And the beast fell down, blood flows from the wounds of the beast. The beast shows no sign of life. A system shows. Kill one first-rank armored tiger. Ability points plus 14. Protagonist said the ability points obtained from killing a first-rank ferocious beast is almost double what you get from killing an unranked one. He continues thinking about the exam hall's potential for leveling up. The stronger the ferocious beast, the higher the ability points multiplier. He reminds himself. To others, the exam hall seems like a danger zone, but for him, it's a rare treasure ground where he can level up quickly. He thought, opportunities like this are rare, so I have to make the most of my time to harvest more ability points. With this determination, he moves forward through the exam hall, intent on finding more ferocious beasts to battle and gain more ability points. Outside the arena, the audience gathered in the stands watched as the large screen displayed the rankings. It showed number 32, Su Jingming, 328 points. Teacher Chun Fan spoke up, a hint of pride in his voice. So Su Jingming is from our Class 5 after all. Among so many parallel classes, Only students from your class have made it into the top 50. Teacher Chen Fan truly has a great way of teaching, right? There was a murmur of agreement among the teachers and students nearby. Someone suggested, in the second half of the year, we can have Teacher Chun Fan lecture and share some of his teaching experience. But Teacher Chen shook his head humbly. No, he said. This is all due to the students' own efforts. It has little to do with me. Suddenly, someone from the audience stands up and says, Look, everyone, Su Jingming's ranking has gone up again. The screen updates to show number 25, Su Jingming. The crowd react with surprise as they see that he actually gained 44 points at once. The audience starts buzzing with whispers and murmurs. Teacher Chun Fan looks pleased but not entirely surprised. It seems Su Jingming is really making his mark, he says. Zhang Wenshan spoke up, explaining the scoring system of the martial arts exam. According to the martial arts exam score calculation, killing a peak unranked ferocious beast gives you 6 to 8 points. Killing a first-tier low-grade ferocious beast gives you 14 to 16 points. And the smartwatch's kill count update interval is 4 seconds. He did a quick mental calculation, and his eyes widened slightly, which means in just 4 seconds, Su Jingming killed 5 peak unranked ferocious beasts or 3 first-tier low-grade ferocious beasts. Zhang Wenshan couldn't help but think to himself, this kind of performance hasn't been seen in years. Principal Zhao turned to Zhang Wenshan, a hint of curiosity in his voice. The student from your school is a good prospect. Why haven't I heard you mention him before? Principal Zhao said, To be honest, I just found out myself. For the specific situation, you'll have to ask him his homeroom teacher. He seemed to be considering something for a moment before nodding. But it's clear Su Jingming is an exceptional student. I'd like to know more about his background and abilities. Principal Zhao said to Teacher Chen, Come over and tell the leaders about Su Jingming in detail. For example, what's his talent like? Teacher Chen walked over to them and bowed slightly before speaking. Director, Principal, the Su Jingming awakened an E-rank ability, weak electricity. The leaders exchanged glances, their expressions showing a mix of interest and curiosity about Su Jingming's E-rank ability in weak electricity. Principal Zhao was in shock, saying, Just an E-rank ability. Teacher Chen? You didn't remember incorrectly, did you? Teacher Chen shook his head firmly. No. Before the college entrance exam, I even specifically advised him not to participate in the martial arts college entrance exam. I didn't expect. Teacher Chen's words trailed off, leaving the leaders to process the surprising news about Su Jingming's E-rank ability in weak electricity and his unexpected performance in the martial arts exam. The director said, To be able to get this far with just an E-rank ability, it seems student Su Jingming must have outstanding qualities in other areas. That makes me even more curious. Let's wait. With his momentum, he should soon be able to break into the top 10. At that time, we'll understand how he managed to do it. If he did it by cheating. The principal and Teacher Chen, who was Su Jingming's class teacher, got terrified hearing the director's words about investigating if Su Jingming cheated. They exchanged worried glances, concern etched on their faces about the implications of such an investigation on Su Jingming and the school. Su Jingming is now ranked number 9 on the leaderboard. This indicates he's made it into the top 10, which is a significant achievement considering his E-rank ability in weak electricity. Tang Chi, Su Jingming's cousin, said, As I expected, you were the one who caused that one blow yesterday, cousin Su Jingming. There seems to be a bit of familial connection and possibly a hint of acknowledgement or even pride in Tang Chi's tone about Su Jingming's actions. Zhou Mingyang, who is currently ranked number 1 on the leaderboard, said, There are still 6 hours left until the end of the exam, and a new face actually squeezed into the top 10. Su Jingming. Never heard of him. Zhou Mingyang's tone seemed somewhat curious, and maybe a bit intrigued by the sudden appearance of Su Jingming in the top 10. The screen shows Su Jingming running and killing beasts. As he's killing them, he says, As expected, the efficiency of killing ferocious beasts is higher in the central area. By looking at a flying drone, he says, A tracking camera drone. It seems I've already entered the top 10. Su Jingming seems pleased, or at least aware of his achievement of entering the top 10, and he's strategizing about his location and efficiency in killing ferocious beasts in the central area. Su Jingming said, "The martial arts college entrance exam is all about testing a candidate's strength and potential. The better the result, the more recognition you get. I didn't plan on hiding my strength anyway. The top 10 is just the beginning." Su Jingming seems confident and focused on performing well, aiming for more than just being in the top 10. Su Jingming looked at the screen and thought, "But before entering the core area, I need to improve my strength again." He's considering his next steps and strategizing about enhancing his abilities before moving into the more challenging or critical parts of the exam area. Su Jingming thought, "I have over 300 ability points, but a level field skill ascent showing a promotion notification. It seems the only way to advance from an awakened to an ability user is by learning an ability cultivation method." He's contemplating the requirements for advancing his abilities and considering the need to learn a cultivation method to progress from awakened to ability user. Su Jingming thought, "In that case, I will continue to improve my basic attributes." By looking at the screen, suddenly blue lights around him. He said, "This feels great. It's time to head to the core area." The screen shows a notification. Physique plus 40, Spirit plus 22. Su Jingming seems to have gotten a boost in his attributes, physique and spirit, and he's feeling positive about heading to the core area with these enhancements. The scene shifted to the core area, where the danger level is highest. There were many tiger beasts eating a dead rhinoceros. This core area seems to be a high-risk zone with dangerous creatures like tiger beasts, indicating Su Jingming is heading into a very challenging part of the exam or environment. The leader of the tiger beast is standing on top of the rhinoceros head. This suggests the leader is asserting dominance or surveying its surroundings while the other tiger beasts feed on the dead rhinoceros. The scene is tense with the leader tiger beast on top, possibly watching for threats or competitors. Su Jingming watched everything while hiding behind a building. He said, 9 armored tigers. The one in the middle. Its aura and size are outstanding, coupled with astonishingly long arm blades. It must be the armored tiger king. Su Jingming seems to be sizing up the situation, identifying the leader among the armored tigers as the armored tiger king, which appears to be a formidable creature given its attributes. Su Jingming got ready to face the armored tigers, saying, "Looks like it's going to be a great harvest." Suddenly, he felt someone standing behind him. By looking back, he said, "Come on out. I have found you." A figure started coming towards him. This twist introduces a new element to the scene, an unknown figure that Su Jingming sensed was behind him. The figure is now approaching Su Jingming. The person coming closer said, "So perceptive. You found me even though I didn't expect you to be the Su Jingming who broke into the top 10. This person seemed somewhat surprised that Su Jingming is the one who sensed their presence, and they're acknowledging Su Jingming's achievement of breaking into the top 10. Su Jingming said, "Zhou Mingyang, you know me." Zhou Mingyang replied, "I am acquainted with everyone strong enough to enter the core area, except for you. So when I saw a new face, I guess it was the one who rose like a dark horse." Zhou Mingyang seems to be acknowledging Su Jingming's unexpected rise to prominence, referring to him as a dark horse who quickly made it to the top 10. Zhou Mingyang said, "I've been watching this group of armored tigers for a while with shock." Su Jingming asked, "You want to steal my monsters?" Zhou Mingyang's statement implies he's been observing the armored tigers with a mix of amazement and possibly interest. Su Jingming's question is a bit accusatory, wondering if Zhou Mingyang's interest in the armored tigers means he wants to take advantage of the situation. Zhou Mingyang said, "Don't misunderstand. The armored tiger king is a first-tier mid-grade ferocious beast. Plus, with the 9 armored tigers hunting in a team, no matter how strong a single person is, they can't handle it. We can cooperate." Zhou Mingyang is clarifying that his interest isn't about stealing Su Jingming's situation with the armored tigers, but rather he's pointing out the danger of facing such powerful beasts alone. He's suggesting that Su Jingming and he cooperate to deal with the armored tigers and the armored tiger king. Su Jingming said, "No need. I'll handle it myself." With a confident smile, he said, "I'm enough by myself." Su Jingming is declining Zhou Mingyang's offer of cooperation and expressing confidence in his ability to handle the armored tigers and the armored Tiger King on his own. Su Jingming steps forward to face the ferocious beasts while holding his spear in hand. The fearsome beasts turn their attention towards him. This sets the stage for a tense confrontation where the armored tigers, led by the armored Tiger King, are now focused on Su Jingming. With the spear in hand, Su Jingming seems prepared to take on the beasts. He thought, as expected of a group of fierce beasts led by a fierce beast king. They even have the intelligence to use a simple formation. Su Jingming is acknowledging the tactical awareness of the armored tigers and their king. The fact that they're using a formation implies they're a coordinated and potentially formidable opponent. The beasts move towards him in a group and launch towards him. This indicates an intense and potentially overwhelming attack by the armored tigers against Su Jingming. With the beasts launching towards him in a group, Su Jingming will likely need to act quickly and decisively to defend himself against a coordinated attack. Zhou Mingyang watches the scene and said, "Let's see if this guy is just going to his death or if he really has something special." Zhou Mingyang is observing the confrontation between Su Jingming and the armored tigers with interest, curious about whether Su Jingming has the skills or tools to survive the attack. Zhou Mingyang's comment implies he's skeptical, but also intrigued by Su Jingming's potential. Our protagonist started to spin his sphere. Suddenly, purple energy bursts come out from it and attack the fearsome beasts reaching towards him, killing the fearsome beasts. This indicates a powerful and effective use of sphere by Su Jingming. The purple energy bursts are able to attack and kill the beasts that were closing in on him, suggesting Su Jingming is handling the situation effectively with the sphere's power. The screen showing the kill count and the ability points he gained. This suggests that after taking down the armored tigers with the help of the sphere's power, Su Jingming's actions have resulted in him gaining rewards in the form of ability points. The kill count and ability points gained are likely part of the system tracking Su Jingming's progress or achievements. See the tiger beast corpses lying covered with pools of blood. This is a grim aftermath of the battle between Su Jingming and the armored tigers. The scene depicts the outcome of the intense confrontation, with the tiger beast now lying lifeless in pools of blood. Su Jingming's use of the sphere's power was effective in taking down the beasts. The tiger beast king started to charge towards him, and our protagonist said, "Too bad my physical strength is still a bit lacking." Su Jingming is acknowledging a limitation in his physical abilities as the armored tiger king charges towards him. Despite having effectively dealt with the other armored tigers using the sphere's power, Su Jingming seems to be expressing concern about facing the king given his current physical strength. The tiger beast king came face to face against the protagonist and roared. All the glasses near the building explode. The armored Tiger King's powerful roar had an unexpected effect on the surroundings, causing all the nearby glasses to shatter explosively. This showcases the sheer power and intensity of the Beast King. Su Jingming, facing such a formidable foe, would need to be extremely cautious and strategic in how he handles a confrontation. He said, "Intimidating me right from the start? You might scare others, but you can't scare me." By saying this, our protagonist lunges forward against the beast, and a fierce battle begins to start. The tiger beast grinds his teeth. Su Jingming is showing no fear in the face of the armored Tiger King's intimidating display. Instead, he's embracing the challenge and launching himself into a fierce battle against the beast. The tiger beast grinding his teeth indicates he's preparing for an intense fight as well. Our protagonist jumps upward and lands a crushing strike to the Beast King. Su Jingming uses his agility to jump up, and then comes down with a powerful strike against the armored Tiger King. This indicates Su Jingming is actively engaging in close combat with the Beast King, utilizing his mobility and striking power to deal significant damage. He stabs the King Beast and ends the fight. Su Jingming delivers a decisive blow by stabbing the armored Tiger King, which includes the intense battle between them. This suggests Su Jingming was able to overcome the powerful Beast King using his skills and the tools at his disposal, like the sphere or his combat abilities. Blood bursts out, and the screen shows killed one first-order upper-rank Armblade Tiger. Ability points +20. This indicates that after Su Jingming stabbed and defeated the Armored Tiger King, a classification of a first-order upper-rank arm-blade tiger. He received a reward of 20 ability points. The system tracking kills and ability points is providing feedback on Su Jingming's achievement. Zhou Mingyang is in complete shock, saying, "No way. He actually took care of all of them in one go. What kind of monster is he?" Zhou Mingyang is expressing disbelief and astonishment at Su Jingming's capability to take down the armored tigers, including the powerful first-order upper-rank arm-blade tiger, in a single go. Zhou Mingyang is implying that Su Jingming's performance is extraordinary, likening him to a monster in terms of his combat prowess. Su Jingming said, "What a huge harvest of ability points. At this rate, who knows how many ability points I'll accumulate by the time the college entrance exam is over." Su Jingming is expressing excitement and optimism about the ability points he's gained from defeating the armored tigers. He's looking ahead to the potential accumulation of more ability points and considering how this might impact him by the time a significant event like the college entrance exam concludes. He continues, "The more the better. I should hurry and look for the next beast group." Su Jingming is motivated by the gain of ability points and is thinking about seeking out more challenges to accumulate even more points. He's adopting a proactive approach, wanting to find the next beast group to engage with and potentially gain more rewards. Zhou Mingyang rushed towards him and asked, "Wait, how did you manage to crush that group of arm-blade tigers with just a long sphere? Is your ability a reinforcement type?" Zhou Mingyang is curious about Su Jingming's methods and capabilities that allowed him to defeat the group of arm-blade tigers so effectively using the sphere. He's wondering if Su Jingming's ability is of a type that reinforces his strength or the sphere's power. Su Jingming jumps toward another building, saying, "No, it's a lightning type." Su Jingming clarifies to Zhou Mingyang that the sphere's ability is related to lightning, not a reinforcement type, by jumping towards another building. Su Jingming seems to be moving on to potentially scout for more challenges or continue his hunt for beast groups. Zhou Mingyang said, "Lightning type? You gotta be kidding. If you don't want to tell me your ability type, you don't have to be so dismissive. What an awful person." Zhou Mingyang is expressing surprise and a bit of offense at Su Jingming's brief and somewhat abrupt response about the sphere's ability being of a lightning type. Zhou Mingyang feels Su Jingming was dismissive and is reacting emotionally to this perceived slight. Zhou Mingyang said, "He just killed so many fierce beasts. His score is probably going to catch up to mine quickly. Zhou Mingyang is acknowledging Su Jingming's impressive feat of killing many fierce beasts, and is considering the implications of this on their relative standings or scores. Zhou Mingyang seems to be recognizing Su Jingming as a potential competitor whose achievements might soon rival his own. The screen shows number 1 Su Jingming 1122 points. Zhou Mingyang said, "He already surpassed me." Zhou Mingyang is acknowledging that Su Jingming has taken the lead in the rankings, surpassing him. This indicates a competitive dynamic between the two, where rankings and points matter to them. The director said, "What a domineering high-level spearsmanship. Su Jingming. He is only 18, and he already mastered high-level spacemanship. This confirms it. He is a genuine genius." The director is expressing admiration for Su Jingming's skills, highlighting his mastery of high-level spacemanship at a young age. The director considers Su Jingming's achievements as confirmation of his status as a genuine genius. The director continues, "With Su Jingming, here we can definitely represent Jiangqing and get into the top 100 in province." Su Jingming's principal said, "Thank you, director." The principal is expressing gratitude to the director, likely for the director's recognition of Su Jingming's abilities and potential for Su Jingming to bring prestige to Jiangqing by aiming for a top 100 ranking in the province. Su Jingming's teacher, with tears coming from his eyes, thought, "Su Jingming, you really are a huge surprise. Our second high school finally gets its day to shine." The teacher is emotional, overwhelmed with pride and possibly a sense of vindication or hope for the school's reputation due to Su Jingming's achievements. The teacher sees Su Jingming's success as a moment of glory for second high school. 3 hours later, core zone. Zhou Mingyang looking everywhere. He said, "What's going on?" Where did all the fierce beasts in the core zone go? Zhou Mingyang is expressing confusion and curiosity about the sudden absence of fierce beasts in the core zone. He's looking around, trying to understand the change in the environment. Zhou Mingyang suddenly hears a sound from his side saying, "You have to ask the number 1 person about that." Zhou Mingyang looks at them and asks, "It's a guy? Why are you all together?" Number 3 Wu Hao. Number 9 Tang Chi said, "This he calls us too." Number 4 Meng Di said, "Su Jingming killed all the fierce beasts in the core zone, so we couldn't find any and had no choice but to team up to stay warm." Zhou Mingyang said, "That's impossible. There are a lot of fierce beasts in the core zone." Tang Chi said, "I can tell just by looking at you that you haven't been ranked for a long time here. Just look at Su Jingming's score and you'll know." Tang Chi is implying that Zhou Mingyang is out of touch with the current state of the core zone because he hasn't been actively competing or ranking for a while. Tang Chi points to Su Jingming's high score as evidence of the current reality in the core zone, suggesting Zhou Mingyang should compare himself to Su Jingming's achievements. Number 1 Su Jingming 3435 points. Zhou Mingyang said in shock, 3,400 points. Zhou Mingyang is shocked by the huge score of Su Jingming, specifically the number 3,435 points. Zhou Mingyang repeats 3,400 points, seemingly stunned by how high Su Jingming scores, indicating a big gap between Su Jingming's achievements and his own. Tang Chi said, "Now you know why. Didn't you hear about the 700 points he got in the central zone? He still has over 2,500 points from other things. In other words, he killed almost 200 fierce beasts in the core zone alone." Zhou Mingyang said, "No wonder Su Jingming was so afraid of someone stealing his kills. Before it turns out, he planned to do this all alone." Zhou Mingyang is piecing together Su Jingming's behavior, suggesting that Su Jingming's previous caution or fear of others stealing his kills was actually because he had a plan to dominate the core zone by himself, killing a huge number of fierce beasts alone. Zhou Mingyang is implying that Su Jingming's strategy was to work solo and achieve massive results without needing others. Tang Chi said, "There are only a few hours left until the end of the martial arts exam. We are planning to team up and try the innermost core zone." Zhou Mingyang said, "The fierce beasts, there are at least first order upper rank, and even a second order beast king. Going alone is no difference from a death wish." Tang Chi is proposing a plan for the remaining hours of the martial arts exam, suggesting they team up to tackle the innermost core zone. Meng Di said, "That's why we were teaming up. Are you coming?" Zhou Mingyang said, "Count me in." Su Jingming, sitting at the top of a pile of beast corpses, he said, "Supplies are all exhausted and the combat exam is coming to an end." Su Jingming is atop a pile of defeated fierce beast corpses, indicating his massive success in the combat exam so far. However, he notes that his supplies are exhausted, which should be a concern given the exam is ending soon. Despite being in a dominant position with a huge score, Su Jingming's situation might be complicated by the lack of supplies. He thought, "To get more ability points, I must continue to go deeper. But there are second-order fierce beasts in the innermost core zone. I will need to strengthen my power a bit more." The screen shows level awaken, ability Purple Haven Divine Lightning, S rank, skill Spearmanship Advanced. Ability points 2413. Su Jingming stats are displayed on the screen. He thought, "What should I put them into? I guess I'll put them into do this. With this, I should be able to handle this year's combat exams final." Su Jingming is deciding how to allocate his 2,413 ability points. He's thinking about enhancing his capabilities to ensure he can handle the final part of the combat exam. Su Jingming seems confident that with proper allocation of his points, he'll be prepared for the exam's conclusion. Su Jingming thought, "The final sprint begins. I wonder what kind of second-order fierce beast is arranged for this year's combat exam." Su Jingming is thinking about the upcoming final part of the combat exam, specifically wondering about the type of second-order fierce beast that will be part of the exam this year. Given his stats, Awakened Level, Purple Haven Divine Lightning Ability, Advanced Spearmanship, and 2,413 ability points, Su Jingming is likely preparing himself mentally for the challenge ahead. The group, including Zhou Mingyang, Tang Qi, and Meng Di, finally arrives at the inner core zone, where they encounter the formidable bloodthirsty savage beast. This beast is the final boss of the martial arts exam, and its presence is marked by a powerful and intimidating aura. Zhou Mingyang was afraid and said this is trouble. Now Meng Di said a rare ferocious beast's hide is comparable to E-grade. Even missiles can't blast through it. If it strikes down with one paw, it can kill all of us. Tang Qi gazed at the bloodthirsty savage beast, her voice laced with concern. I think we should just abandon this mission. Her eyes locked onto the beast's imposing form, and she seemed to be weighing the risks of continuing against the potential rewards. They gazed downward, their eyes fixed on the beast below, and one of them said, "We don't even need the bloodthirsty savage beast to make a move. The moment we enter this compound, we'll probably be completely wiped out by these first-rank high-level beasts." The group's assessment of their situation grew increasingly dire. Tang Qi shook her head. "I'm quitting. What's the point of getting any score if you lose your life?" Zhou Mingyang chimed in. "What's the use of being handsome? Rushing into a horde of ferocious beasts like that is just looking for death, isn't it?" His sarcastic tone hinted at Meng Di's earlier bravery, and the group shared a moment of dark humor amidst the danger. Meng Di, while gazing downward, noticed Su Jingming approaching. His eyes locked onto Su Jingming's figure, and a hint of curiosity flickered across his face. "Su Jingming," he whispered, wondering what brought him to this spot. Su Jingming moved forward, effortlessly jumping from one obstacle to the next, his movements fluid and agile. Meng Di's eyes widened in admiration. "Is that Su Jingming? He's so handsome." Zhou Mingyang's frustration boiled over. Which bastard came up with such a messed-up test? Just then, one of the group members cried out, "Oh no! He startled a horde of ferocious beasts." The beasts began to charge toward Su Jingming, their eyes fixed on him with deadly intent. Without hesitation, Su Jingming raised his hand, and a sphere of energy burst forth, killing the beasts with swift efficiency. The group watched in awe as Su Jingming stood tall, his movements a blur of speed and power. Another group of beasts emerged, their eyes fixed on Su Jingming as they jumped towards him. The beasts engulfed him, their snarls and growls filling the air. For a moment, the group held their breath, fearing the worst. Wu Hao's voice was laced with concern. "Su Jingming, he's not going to die like this, is he?" Zhou Mingyang's response was blunt. "He was too reckless. He's only got himself to blame if he dies." Tang Qi's expression turned determined. "No, I have to go help him." She took a step forward, ready to charge into the fray and assist Su Jingming, despite the danger. Wu Hao's voice rose in alarm. "Are you crazy, too? Going there is just pointless death." Meng Di quickly grasped Tang Qi's hand, holding her back as she tried to rush towards Su Jingming. Tang Qi turned to Meng Di, her eyes flashing with determination. "Exactly. Did you forget what you just said?" Meng Di's grip didn't waver, but Tang Qi's words took on a new urgency. "What you don't know is Su Jingming is my cousin. I can't just stand by and watch him die." A light purple lightning bolt burst forth from Su Jingming, crackling with energy. Suddenly, the purple lightning grew larger, expanding its reach and engulfing the surrounding area. The beasts that had been closing in on him were incinerated by the intense energy, their bodies vaporized in an instant. The group shielded their eyes from the brilliant light, their faces illuminated by the purple glow. As the lightning faded, Zhou Mingyang's eyes widened in amazement. This lightning, could this be the lightning-type superpower that Su Jingming mentioned? The group's speculation grew, with many wondering what other abilities Su Jingming might possess. Su Jingming cowered in the purple lighting, his eyes flashing with a mix of pain and determination. "Relying on physical strength alone to deal with this many first-level high-rank ferocious beasts is still a bit much," he muttered, gritting his teeth. "I can only use my superpower now." Su Jingming gazed at his finger, where the purple lightning crackled and danced. A look of satisfaction crossed his face as he exhaled. "Phew, as expected of an S-grade superpower, it's truly overbearing and powerful." His eyes gleamed with confidence, his posture straightening as he felt the surge of energy coursing through him. As Su Jingming stood amidst the corpses of the beasts, he suddenly felt a presence behind him. He spun around, his eyes locking onto a massive, fierce bear beast that had emerged from the shadows. The bear's eyes glowed with ferocious intensity, his fur bristling with aggression. Su Jingming's gaze met the bear beast, and he thought to himself, the bloodthirsty savage bear is massive and not very agile. With the divine thunder from the 9 heavens, it should be manageable. A hint of a smile played on his lips as he raised his hand, the purple lightning crackling with anticipation. Su Jingming's gaze shifted to the smaller beast surrounding the bear, and he muttered to himself, but when the fight starts, these little minions might be a bit annoying. His eyes narrowed, calculating the potential threat posed by the swarm of smaller beasts. Su Jingming's voice was calm and determined. In that case, I'll clear the area first. Purple lightning surged around him, forming a brilliant aura that crackled with energy. The air seemed to vibrate with anticipation as the lightning pulsed with power. As Su Jingming launched forward, the purple lightning surrounding him surged with increased intensity. With swift and deadly precision, he dispatched the remaining little ferocious beasts, his movements a blur of speed and power. The system screen flickered to life, displaying a notification. Killed 1 first-level high-rank ferocious beast. Superpower points plus 13. The screen continued to update, listing the numerous kills and the corresponding increase in superpower points. As Su Jingming fought, he muttered to himself, is this the power of an S-rank superpower? Enhancement on my physique? Unfortunately, the lightning surging to my body is also very dangerous, so I can't maintain this state for long. However, it's enough to take care of you ferocious beasts. With a burst of speed and strength, Su Jingming continued to slaughter the beasts, his movements a whirlwind of deadly precision. The system screen updated rapidly, displaying the notifications. Superpower points plus 15 with each successive kill. The ferocious bear beast suddenly lunged forward, its massive claws swiping through the air with deadly precision. Su Jingming's reflexes kicked in, and he managed to dodge the attack by a hair's breadth, the bear's claws whizzing past his chest. Su Jingming's eyes locked onto the bear beast, his mind racing with the calculation of his next move. The bear beast quickly recovered from its missed attack, its eyes blazing with fury as it prepared to strike again. The ferocious bear beast charged forward once more, its claws swiping wildly through the air. Su Jingming sprang into action, jumping above the bear beast's attack, and using the momentum to propel himself towards a group of little ferocious beasts. With swift and deadly precision, Su Jingming slaughtered the smaller beasts, his movements a blur of speed and power. The system screen flickered to life, displaying the notifications. Killed 5 first-level low-rank ferocious beasts. Superpower points plus 25. The ferocious bear beast's face contorted with rage, its eyes blazing with fury as it let out a deafening roar. Su Jingming gazed at the bear beast with a hint of amusement, his voice dripping with sarcasm. What are you getting angry now that your minions are being killed one by one? Su Jingming dashed forward, his movements swift and deadly as he targeted the remaining little ferocious beasts. Don't get impatient. I'll come deal with you after I've taken care of the last one, he said, his voice dripping with confidence. The bear ferocious beast watched Su Jingming with a mixture of anger and frustration, its eyes fixed intently on him. As Su Jingming approached the last little ferocious beast, the bear beast positioned itself behind it, its massive body shielding the smaller creature. Su Jingming's gaze met the bear ferocious beast, and he thought to himself, well, I see it actually anticipated my move. Before he could react further, the bear ferocious beast slammed its massive paws on the ground, unleashing a powerful shockwave that radiated outward. The strong wave destroyed everything in its path, and the little ferocious beast was instantly obliterated, its body torn apart and reduced to a blood mist. Su Jingming's eyes widened slightly as he felt the force of the shockwave, his body tensing in anticipation of the next attack. Su Jingming leapt upward, his body propelled by incredible force as he rushed towards the bear ferocious beast. Purple lightning crackled and surged around his entire body, forming a brilliant aura that illuminated the surroundings. Finally, there are no more minions to interfere, Su Jingming declared, his voice filled with determination. Then let's see if the fur of yours can really withstand the force of my thunder. Su Jingming leapt upward, his body a blur of motion as he struck the bear beast directly on its head. The surrounding area was instantly enveloped in a brilliant display of purple lightning, the air crackling with electricity as the powerful energy surged through the bear beast's body. The friends who were watching the battle unfold moved backward, their faces contorted in surprise as they stumbled away from the intense shock waves emanating from the clash between Su Jingming and the bear beast. Meanwhile, the audience watching from the monitor was in complete shock, their eyes wide with amazement and their mouths agape. The sheer intensity of the battle had left them stunned, unable to process the incredible display of power and speed they were witnessing. The director's voice was incredulous as he turned to Principal Zhao, his words laced with skepticism. "Principal Zhao, you call this an E-rank ability? Are you kidding me?" The director's tone implied that the display of power they had just witnessed was far beyond anything they had expected from an E-rank ability. Another voice chimed in, echoing the director's sentiments. Just by activating his ability, he could instantly kill a high-tier rank 1 ferocious beast and even vaguely fight on par with a rank 2 boss? Even an A-rank ability would probably struggle to achieve this. Principal Zhao's eyes narrowed thoughtfully as he spoke. Could it be an ability mutation? His words hung in the air, suggesting that Su Jingming's extraordinary abilities might not be entirely explained by his E-rank classification. The director's voice was filled with conviction as he said, "No matter what, after today, perhaps the entire Great Xia will be shaken by Su Jingming." His words conveyed a sense of inevitability, as if Su Jingming's actions had set in motion a chain of events that would have far-reaching consequences. The bear ferocious beast's eyes blazed with fury as it gazed at Su Jingming, its massive body trembling with rage. It let out a deafening roar, the sound waves pounding the air as it charged towards Su Jingming with reckless abandon. The beast's anger seemed to have reached a boiling point, and it was clear that it would stop at nothing to take down its perceived tormentor. Su Jingming took a step back, his eyes fixed on the bear ferocious beast as he assessed the situation. "It's just a superficial wound," he thought to himself, his mind racing with calculations. As he landed on the ground, Su Jingming's thoughts turned to the bear beast's unique characteristics. As expected of a rare species among rank 2 ferocious beasts, he mused, its tough bristles are impervious to blades and spheres, and crucially, they don't conduct electricity. With my current strength, it's indeed a bit difficult to one-shot this bloodthirsty, violent bear. The bear ferocious beast's eyes glowed with an ominous red light as it fixed its gaze on Su Jingming. Dark energy began to flow out from the beast's body, swirling around it like a malevolent aura. The air seemed to grow heavier, as if the very presence of the beast was warping the environment around it. By looking at that, Su Jingming said, "What?" in shock. Suddenly, the ferocious bear beast rushed towards him, its massive body propelling itself with incredible force. The beast jumped into the air, its paws leaving the ground as it soared towards Su Jingming. As the bear beast landed, the shock waves from its impact sent Su Jingming flying backward. The ground shook beneath their feet, and the air was filled with the sound of crunching earth and gravel. Su Jingming struggled to regain his footing, his eyes fixed on the bear beast as it prepared for its next attack. Su Jingming's eyes widened as he stumbled backward, his voice laced with surprise and concern. It activated its berserk skill so quickly. "It seems the bloodthirsty violent bear truly hates me." Su Jingming's word hung in the air, reflecting his realization that the bear beast's intense aggression was more personal than he had initially thought. The bear ferocious beast let out a thunderous roar as it charged towards Su Jingming, its massive body propelling itself with incredible force. Su Jingming swiftly dodged the beast's attack, his movements agile and precise. As he narrowly avoided the beast's strike, Su Jingming turned back to face his opponent, his eyes gleaming with interest. "Truly astonishing," he said, his voice filled with admiration. As expected, the physical strength of a ferocious beast that has entered the berserk state is significantly enhanced. Su Jingming's words acknowledged the beast's newfound power. Su Jingming dodged the bear beast's attack once more, his thoughts racing with strategy. But correspondingly, it completely loses its already limited intelligence, becoming a killing machine that acts purely on instinct, he thought to himself. As he sidestepped another powerful blow, Su Jingming's mind focused on the best course of action. For now, avoid its sharp edge. It's not advisable to clash head-on. The best approach is to keep at bay. Su Jingming's experience and knowledge guided his decision, and he continued to dance around the bear beast, looking for an opening to gain the upper hand. As soon as he landed on the ground, Su Jingming began accumulating purple lightning in his hands. Wait for an opportunity to temporarily incapacitate it, he thought, his eyes fixed on the bear beast. Suddenly, Su Jingming seized a moment and jumped behind the bear ferocious beast. With lightning-fast speed, he attacked the beast's leg with a sphere covered in purple lightning. The beast let out a deafening roar as its leg gave way, and it crashed to the ground, momentarily incapacitated. Su Jingming's eyes shone bright with purple lightning as he channeled the powerful energy. 9 heaven-divine lightning, he declared, his voice filled with determination. His whole body became enveloped in a majestic aura of purple lightning, crackling with electric power. Blast! Su Jingming shouted, unleashing the 9 heaven-divine lightning attack. The purple lightning bolt shot forth, striking the bear ferocious beast with incredible force. The beast let out a pained cry as its body was covered in the electric discharge, the purple lightning wrapping around it like a shroud. The beast's body convulsed in agony, unable to escape the intense pain. Su Jingming gazed at the unconscious ferocious beast, its body still smoldering from the effects of the purple lightning. Half a minute of purple divine lightning. Even the thickest defense can't withstand it, he said, his voice filled with confidence. The bear ferocious beast's eyes suddenly snapped open, and it attempted to attack Su Jingming with ferocious snarl. However, its body failed to respond, and it remained immobile. The system screen flickered to life, displaying a status update. Paralysis. The bear ferocious beast was temporarily incapacitated, its nervous system crippled by the residual effects of the purple divine lightning. Su Jingming gazed at the paralyzed bear ferocious beast with a confident smile. It's time, lightning gale, he declared, his eyes flashing purple as electric energy surged through his body. His entire form became enveloped in a brilliant aura of lightning, crackling with intense power. The air around him seemed to charge with electricity, and the atmosphere grew heavy with anticipation. Su Jingming's eyes gleamed with determination, ready to unleash the lightning gale technique and deliver the final blow. Su Jingming charged forward, his sphere crackling with purple lightning as he struck the bear ferocious beast. The beast let out a deafening roar as it was sent flying backward, its massive body crashing to the environment, destroying everything in its path. The beast's body finally came to rest, lying motionless on the ground. The aftermath of the attack was stark, with debris scattered everywhere and the air thick with the smell of ozone and destruction. The system screen flickered to life, displaying the outcome of the battle. It's just a superficial defeated one, the screen read. Rank 2, low-tier bloodthirsty violent bear. Ability points plus 24. Su Jingming let out a sigh of relief, saying, It's finally over. To deal with this guy, I specifically upgraded Lightning Gale from beginner to advanced. This power truly didn't disappoint. Although it was only for 2 minutes, it was the most exhilarating battle I've ever experienced. A hint of a smile played on Su Jingming's lips as he reflected on the intense battle. The upgrade to Lightning Gale had proven to be a wise decision, and he felt a sense of satisfaction knowing that his strength had grown significantly. Yu Jingming's thoughts turned to the future, and he mused, I wonder how many points I'll get after clearing all the ferocious beasts in the core area. His eyes gleamed with anticipation as he contemplated the potential rewards. The system screen flickered to life, displaying the leaderboard. First place, Su Jingming, 10,835 points. The crowd of onlookers erupted into cheers, their voices filled with excitement and awe. Over 10,000 points. Unbelievable. The director's voice boomed with excitement. 10,000 points. Not only did it break our Jiangxing record, but it also shattered the Jiangnan province record. A genius, no, a genius among geniuses. The director's words poured praise and admiration on Su Jingming, emphasizing the magnitude of his achievement. The director gazed at the screen, his voice filled with conviction. Last year's provincial champion only scored over 8,000 points. Su Jingming has practically pre-booked this year's provincial champion title. The director's words left no doubt that Su Jingming's achievement had set a new benchmark, and his dominance seemed almost insurmountable. Su Jingming glanced at his watch, his eyes narrowing slightly as he noted the time. There isn't much time left, he said to himself. A determined glint appeared in his eyes as he thought. I've killed all the fierce beasts in the inner circle and core area. Next, I'll go back to the central area and kill as many as I can. Even a mosquito leg is meat, no matter how thin. As Su Jingming began to move, Tang Chi and her friends caught sight of him departing. They watched intently, their eyes following his figure as he strode purposefully away from the core area. Tang Chi's eyes widened in surprise as she said, Jingming, he actually killed a Tier 2 Beast King. That's too unexpected. Zhou Mingyang chimed in. Why is he going back? He is already in first place by a landslide in points. Why isn't he in the exam early? Meng Di's eyes tracked Su Jingming's movement, and she exclaimed, judging by his direction, is he heading back to the central area? Wait, he's not going back to clear out the remaining beasts, is he? The group fell silent, shocked by the implication. Suddenly, it clicked and they gasped in unison, he's going back to finish them all off. The group's collective jaw dropped as they realized Su Jingming's plan, his determination to maximize his points, even when already far ahead, left them stunned and speechless. Zhou Mingyang's words sparked a sense of urgency. With Su Jingming's speed, he might actually be able to do it. If we don't leave soon, we might not even get a single point in the last hour. Our team-up ends here, ladies and gentlemen. I will go first. Tang Chi shouted, hurry! Meng Di chimed in, leave some points for me. The group suddenly broke into a frantic rush, each member scrambling to secure their own points before time ran out. The announcement echoed through the area, signaling the end of the exam. The 2037 Jiangqing Martial Arts College entrance examination has concluded. Killing fierce beasts no longer counts towards your score. Candidates, please return as soon as possible. Tang Chi let out a tired sigh. It's over. Her voice conveyed a mix of relief and exhaustion, as if she'd been holding her breath throughout the intense exam. Other participants reacted with a mix of emotions. One candidate exclaimed, how can it be over? I'm just one fierce beast away from passing. Another shouted, that was close. I passed. Su Jingming's voice carried a hint of disappointment. Did it end this quickly? What a shame. I wasn't satisfied yet. His words reflected his relentless drive and ambition, as he had been pushing himself to the limit. The support team swiftly arrived, their priority to escort the participants back to safety. Many of the participants were visibly injured, some limping or favoring wounded limbs as they made their way back. The team's medical staff moved quickly to tend to the wounded, providing aid and support as needed. Tang Chi's friend asked, her voice filled with curiosity and a hint of amusement, is this Su Jingming really your cousin? Tang Chi replied, a touch of exasperation in her tone. My dear aunt, you've asked me 3 times already. Yes, it's really him. Her friend resisted. Then, my dear sister, can you please give me your cousin's contact information? I'm begging you. Tang Chi raised an eyebrow. Didn't you say you weren't interested yesterday? Her friend's expression changed, and she said with a pleading smile, things are different now, today. He's first in the martial arts exam. Please, please? The students' excitement was palpable as they rushed past Tang Chi and her friend, shouting, look, Su Jingming is coming out of the exam venue. Where? Brother, don't push. Let me see first. The commotion grew, with more students gathering to catch a glimpse of the top-scoring candidate. Su Jingming walked toward them with a confident smile, and as the students gathered around, they started shouting, Su Jingming, congratulations. Look over here. Su Jingming, can you give me 100 points? Su Jingming passed by, giving them a casual hand wave, acknowledging their admiration. Wu Hao said to Zhou Mingyang with a mix of surprise and admiration, the person who should be in this position was you. Zhou Mingyang chuckled humbly. Who knew that the third high school would produce such a monster? With my abilities, I'm content with this score. Zhou Mingyang's response reflected his sportsmanship and graciousness in acknowledging Su Jingming's exceptional performance. The principal beamed with pride. Congratulations, Su Jingming. Let me introduce you. This is Director Zhao from the Educational Bureau. Su Jingming nodded respectfully. Greetings, Director. The principal continued. You won't need to take the bus back. The director wants to give you a ride himself. Su Jingming glanced back at the enthusiastic crowd of students and thought to himself, that's for the best. Going back on the bus now would mean constant questions, and it wouldn't be peaceful. He likely appreciated the director's offer as a way to avoid the attention and chaos that would follow him otherwise. With a nod, he accepted the offer. The scene shifted to moving car, where Director Zhao asked, Classmate Su Jingming, have you decided which superpower university you want to attend? Su Jingming replied thoughtfully, I've been so focused on improving my strength lately that I haven't really thought about which superpower university to go to. Director Zhao smiled. With your result, any university in the country would be within your reach. However, although there are hundreds of universities in the country, half of the high-level superpower users have graduated from the top 3 universities. I highly recommend these 3. Director Zhao elaborated. Xinjing Superpower University, located in the vital heartland of Great Xia, affiliated with the official organization. You can directly enter the system after graduation. The current Tier 9 National Guardian graduated from here. Modu Superpower University, located in a bustling port city, offers excellent resources. It includes numerous elite clubs, making it more suitable for individuals pursuing excellence. Jincheng Superpower University has a long history, established over 200 years ago, boasting many ancient traditions and a strong faculty. He continued, These 3 universities possess top-tier superpower cultivation methods that are not publicly shared, making them a sacred ground yearned for by countless students. The prestige and opportunities offered by these universities were undeniable, and Su Jingming's choice would significantly impact his future. Su Jingming's curiosity was piqued, and he asked, I understand that awakens need cultivation and training methods to transform into superpower users. But what exactly are top-tier superpower cultivation methods? Director Zhao explained, Let me put it this way. Superpower training methods also have different levels. Using a beginning-level superpower training method, most awakens need 3 to 4 years to advance to superpower users. However, by practicing a top-tier superpower training method, it only takes half a year for an awakener to transform into a superpower user. This stark contrast highlighted the immense value and advantage that top-tier methods provided. Director Zhao reassured him, Don't worry. With your results, you will definitely qualify for special admission. Even the top 3 universities will offer you favorable conditions. You can choose based on what you desire. Su Jingming nodded in understanding. I understand. Thank you, teacher. As the conversation came to a close, the car pulled up to Su Jingming's house, marking the end of their ride together. The next day, Su Jingming took a shower, and the scene revealed his strong physique. Water cascaded down his body, accentuating the definition of his muscles. While taking a shower, Su Jingming glanced at the screen to display his abilities and noted, 2534 ability points should be enough to enter a superpower university. He then mused, I wonder if there will be fierce beast-killing competitions after entering superpower university. If not, I'll have to put entering the wilderness area on my agenda. Tang Chi and her mom reached Su Jingming's apartment door, and she said, Why is the door broken? It's the perfect chance to sneak in and give Jingming a surprise. The scene unfolded with Tang Chi and her mom entering the apartment, Tang Chi exclaiming, Jingming, surprise! Su Jingming, caught off guard, stood there in shock, wearing only a towel. The sudden interruption left everyone momentarily stunned. Ong Chi's face turned bright red as she quickly averted her gaze. Jingming, what are you doing? She asked, trying to sound stern but failing to hide the embarrassment in her voice. Her mom, on the other hand, couldn't help but smile at the unexpected scene. Su Jingming hastily grabbed some clothes and rushed to put them on, chuckling as he did so. Can you blame me for this? You guys just burst and unannounced, he said. Su Jingming's thoughts drifted to the year his parents passed away, and he remembered how his aunt had stayed with him day and night, taking meticulous care of him. She had given him the warmth of a home and fulfilled her guardian duties. The memories seemed to evoke a mix of emotions in Su Jingming. Su Jingming's aunt asked him, I don't know much about the martial arts exam, but I was very worried when I learned you're taking it. Now that I see you're unharmed, I'm finally relieved. Your score is important. It's okay even if you don't get accepted. Su Jingming looked at Tang Chi and asked, Did Sister Chi not tell you? Tang Chi replied, I think it's better if you tell your aunt yourself. Su Jingming said with a smile, Aunt, I did quite well this time. I scored over 10,000 points. His aunt was in complete shock, and she accidentally spilled out all the juice she was drinking. The sudden surprise left her stunned. His aunt exclaimed, How many? You weren't lying to me, were you? Tang Chi reached out to comfort her mom, saying, Mom, it's true. Cousin Jingming scored 11,124 points. His aunt still trembled with shock, clearly overwhelmed by the news. His aunt leaped over to Su Jingming, wrapping her arms around his shoulders while crying. Our Su family finally has a successor. Your parents in heaven must be proud of you, she exclaimed, her emotions overflowing with joy and relief. The scene shifted to a room where a woman showed Su Jingming's fight on the screen. She said, Su Jingming, 18 years old, awakened with a natural Type E class ability, weak electricity. The footage likely displayed Su Jingming's early struggles and growth as he learned to harness his abilities. As the footage of Su Jingming's remarkable performance continued to play, a heated discussion erupted among the observers. If the score is real, we must recruit the student, one person exclaimed, their eyes fixed on the screen with a mix of excitement and determination. However, another individual raised a skeptical eyebrow. But based on his displayed talent and rank, he couldn't possibly achieve the score, they countered, their tone laced with doubt. Another observer chimed in, Judging by his performance in the battle, the awakened ability is definitely not an E class. This power is at least A class or even S class. A skeptical voice countered, How can an 18-tier small place like Jiangqing produce the top score? Perhaps he used irregular means during the exam. Impersonation or drug cheating are not impossible. The room was filled with speculation and doubt, as some struggled to believe Su Jingming's incredible achievement was genuine. The woman's authoritative voice cut through the debate. All right, stop arguing for now. Let's list Su Jingming as an S-class special recruit. As for whether the score is genuine, I will personally investigate in Jiangqing. Her decisive tone brought the discussion to a halt, and the room fell silent as everyone awaited her next move. With a wave of her hand, the decision was made, and Su Jingming's fate hung in the balance. Su Jingming checked his phone, and the message on the screen read, Your rank is Jiangnan Province first place. Total point 11,124. A wide smile spread across his face as he felt an overwhelming sense of pride and accomplishment. Su Jingming's eyes lit up as he exclaimed, First place, the top scholar of Jiangnan Province. I did it. Su Jingming's remarkable achievement in winning the martial arts exam and securing first place has taken the world by storm, with his story splashing across headlines and trending on hot search lists. The scene shifted to Su Jingming's school, where his class teacher and principal were bombarded by a swarm of journalists. Cameras and microphones were thrust in their faces as they struggled to respond to the flurry of questions. The journalist asked Principal Zhao, facing the doubts online about students, Su's results, what do you have to say? Another one asked many people, are claiming it's a conspiracy and doubting the authenticity of the results. Principal Zhao, please give us an explanation. Principal Zhao addressed the swarm of journalists. Our school's official website has already uploaded Su Jingming's martial arts exam video. Everyone can verify its authenticity now. With a confident tone, he continued, The fairness of the martial arts college entrance exam is beyond doubt. This statement aimed to put an end to the speculation and doubts circulating online about Su Jingming's remarkable performance. The journalist's reaction to Su Jingming's martial arts exam video is one of astonishment. Wow! He pierced through the skull of a Tier 1 rhinoceros with one shot. That power is stronger than a Tier 1 superhuman, isn't it? They further analyze that it appears to be a reinforcement type ability, but they're puzzled as to why it's classified as a lightning-type power and labeled as an E-class ability, when Su Jingming is clearly an exceptional individual. Principal Zhao confidently stated that the martial arts exam video proves Su Jingming's results are genuine, dispelling any doubts about his achievement. As the first student from Jiangqing to attain the top scholar status, Su Jingming's contribution is indeed worthy of commendation. Principal Zhao's face beamed with excitement as he revealed a check worth 1 million yuan, saying, "This is a cash reward and a gift of superpower training methods from the City Education Bureau to student Su." He further announced that the city government will provide an equivalent bonus and a luxury villa in the city. The journalists swarmed around Principal Zhao and the check, all snapping pictures and shouting, "Take a picture!" The scene was bustling with excitement as they captured the momentous occasion. Meanwhile, a woman stood far away, watching everything with a subtle smile on her face. The woman said although Jiangqing released Su Jingming martial arts exam footage, it doesn't mean he didn't use performance-enhancing drugs. The most crucial thing is still to confirm Su Jingming's superpower level. Principal Zhao inquired about Su Jingming's whereabouts, asking his class teacher, "Why hasn't today's protagonist arrived yet?" The class teacher replied, "I just called him, and he said he's training at the martial arts gym and will be here soon." The principal's eyes widened in shock as he exclaimed, "The martial arts exam is over, and he's still training? The new provincial top scholar is truly extraordinary." The scene shifted to the principal's office, where the principal was pouring tea for the three teachers. "Please have some tea," he said, his hands trembling slightly as he placed the teacups on the table. The principal's gaze lingered on the teachers as he thought to himself, as expected of a high-level superhuman who has seen battle, that aura makes one's heart tremble. The principal's thoughts drifted to images of dangerous, high-level furious beasts, perhaps drawing parallels between the aura of such creatures. The principal took a step back from the three people, his whole body trembling. He thought to himself, "Are there people who fight?" Zhang Zhaoyue, the director of admissions at Modu Superpower University, smiled and said, "Gentlemen, it seems we haven't gathered like this in a long time, have we? Who are you targeting this time?" His tone was likely laced with intrigue and possibly a hint of competition. Su Yun, the director of admission at Qingjing Superpower University, responded with a confident tone. "Director Zhang, there's no need to play dumb. As long as Su Jingming's results are real, Qingjing University will have him." This statement highlights Qingjing University's strong interest in recruiting Su Jingming. Wu Yuan, the Minister of Admission at Jin City Superpower University, chimed in with a hint of competitiveness. "Heh, Su Yun, just because you say it's yours, does that make it so? I say our Jin City University has him." This response suggests a rivalry between the universities, with each trying to claim Su Jingming as their own. Zhang Zhaoyue looked at the other directors and thought to himself, as expected, special recruitment for provincial top scholars always involves clashing with teachers from other academies. The door swung open, and Su Jingming walked in with confidence, greeting them with a simple, "Hello, teachers." The three directors immediately became alert, their attention focused on him as they sized him up, likely assessing his abilities and potential fit for their respective universities. Zhang Zhaoyue's gaze locked onto Su Jingming, and he thought to himself, "Good. His spirit is full, and he's one with his weapon. It seems he hasn't slacked off at all since the exam." Moreover, under the pressure of three high-level superhumans, he didn't falter even slightly. The principal stepped forward and made the introductions. "Let me introduce Director Zhang Zhaoyue from Modu Superpower University's admissions office, Director Su from Qingjing Superpower University's admissions office, and Minister Wu from Jin City Superpower University's admissions department." Zhang Zhaoyue smiled and said, "Student Su, we've all watched your martial arts exam video. Your combat ability is very strong, and your combat techniques are stunning." Zhang Zhaoyue's gaze remained fixed on Su Jingming as she continued, "However, I have a question. Your superpower doesn't seem to be the ordinary registered E-class, weak electricity, anymore. Could you explain the specific situation?" Su Jingming thought to himself. As expected, They asked about this. He replied, "Before the college entrance exam, while training at home, I was struck by natural lightning. After that, I noticed my superpowers become stronger." Su Yun and Wu Yuan exchanged a glance, their expressions turning cold as they said in unison, "That sounds like superpower mutation." Zhang Jiahua smiled and said, "Student Su, you probably don't know what your mutated superpower is yet." She revealed a device and continued, "Coincidentally, I brought a superpower detection instrument. Come over and try it." Su Jingming stepped forward and inserted his hand into the device. Zhang Jiahua instructed, "Just use your superpower." All three directors, Zhang Jiahua, Su Yun, and Wu Yuan, stared intently at him, their eyes fixed on the device's readings and Su Jingming's reactions, eagerly anticipating the results. As Su Jingming unleashed his power, purple lightning began to emanate from his body, crackling with energy. Zhang Jiahua took a slight step backward, her eyes widening in surprise and fascination. The display of power was likely more intense than she had anticipated, and the others watched with equal interest, analyzing the implications of this mutated ability. Su Yun's expression was one of complete shock as she exclaimed, "Such violent lightning! Even I feel a little palpitations." The device announced, "Superpower detection complete. The superpower is Purple Cloud Divine Thunder." Before it could display the rating, the device suddenly started beeping frantically. It was quickly engulfed in purple lightning, and in an instant, the device blasted apart, completely destroyed. The explosion produced a shock wave, sending everyone nearby into a state of shock, stunned by the sheer force of Su Jingming's abilities. The principal's face turned pale with fear as he stuttered, "W, what's going on?" He took a step back, clearly unsettled by the destruction of the device and the display of Su Jingming's immense power, unsure what to expect next. Wu Yuan's face broke into a wide smile as she exclaimed, "Now it's confirmed." Su Yun nodded in agreement, a smile spreading across her face as she said, "It overloaded the small detection device, so his level must be S-class at least." Both women's reactions conveyed excitement and anticipation, implying that Su Jingming's abilities made him an extremely valuable prospect. Zhang Jiahua gazed at Su Jingming, a satisfied smile spreading across her face as she thought to herself, "As expected, we bet on the right person this time." Wu Yuan's face lit up with a bright smile as he enthusiastically shouted, "Student Su, our Gene City University offers 4 million admission bonus and a set of C-class equipment. For years of university, all superpower training methods and combat techniques are free." His words were filled with excitement, highlighting the university's eagerness to attract Su Jingming's talent. Su Yun raised an eyebrow and said with a hint of disdain, "You're only offering this little bit?" Wu Yuan's expression turned shocked as he looked back at her. Su Yun's smile grew wider as she said, "Student Su, if you come to Qingjing, the admission bonus is 6 million, and for 4 years of university, all equipment, superpower training methods, and combat techniques are yours to choose from, all for free. How about it?" Her tone was inviting, and her offer seemed designed to outdo Gene City University's proposal, putting the ball in Su Jingming's court. Su Jingming's eyes widened in shock as he processed Su Yun's offer, his mind racing with the enormity of the proposal. He thought to himself, such a generous offer. The significant increase in admission bonus and the freedom to choose from top-tier resources left him momentarily stunned, weighing the incredible benefits against his options. Zhang Jiahua's voice carried a confident tone as she said, "Modu Superpower University doesn't offer cash bonuses or equipment, but for cultivation methods and combat techniques, we can match anything they offer." With a confident face, she continued, "In addition, we'll provide an S-class cultivation resource annually." Wu Yuan and Su Yun exchanged disbelieving glances, their faces pale with shock as they exclaimed in unison, "S-class cultivation resource?" Su Jingming turned toward Zhang Jiahua, his curiosity piqued, and asked, "What is that?" Zhang Jiahua's response was measured as she began to explain, "Have you heard of dragon-type fierce beasts? Fierce beasts with innate power and a dragon-like physique are called dragon-type. These types of fierce beasts are born at Tier 4 or 5, far surpassing other types of fierce beasts. Her words painted a vivid picture of the extraordinary creatures, hinting at the immense value of the S-class cultivation resource. She continued, her voice filled with an air of significance. The S-class resources include the heart blood of an 8-tier adult dragon-type fierce beast. After consuming the dragon blood, the physique will be greatly enhanced, and the physical strength will be comparable to that of dragon-type fierce beasts. Each S-class resource is on the level of dragon blood. Suyin put her hand on her face, looking frazzled, and said, "You've made me tempted. Modu is really wealthy." Wu Yuan's expression turned grim as he chimed in. S-class resources are usually for top students. How can she be willing to give it to a freshman? We can't compete with this anymore. They turned to Su Jingming, their eyes expectant, and asked, "All right, it's time to make your decision. Between our 3 top universities, which one do you choose?" Su Jingming's face broke into a confident smile as he declared, "I choose Modu Superpower University." His decision was clear, and the terms offered by Zhang Zhaoyue had seemingly sealed the deal, making Modu the most attractive option for his academic and cultivation pursuits. Su Jingming thought to himself, not only does Modu Superpower University offer the best conditions, but according to my private understanding, the school's combat training level is also the highest. Half of the champions in the history of the University Alliance tournament have come from Modu University. Su Jingming bent down slightly toward the other 2 directors, his expression polite, and said, "Thank you both for your kind consideration." Zhang Zhaoyue pulled a card from her ring and handed it to Su Jingming, her smile warm. "Student Su Jingming, we look forward to your arrival," she said. "The enrollment date for new students at our school is September 1st, but you are a special recruited student, so you can register in advance. We will provide you with accommodation." Su Jingming asked, "Can I consult the library's superpower training methods and combat techniques in advance?" Zhang Zhaoyue smiled and said, "No problem. Our school library can provide you with them. You'll have an independent study room, free from any disturbance." She handed him a card and added, "This is my contact information. Just contact me when you get to Modu City." Su Jingming looked at the enrollment envelope and said, "Modu Superpower University. I can't wait to go and register." Su Jingming turned to his aunt and uncle and said his goodbyes. "Thank you, aunt, uncle, for everything," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. "Goodbye." Su Jingming's aunt couldn't hold back tears as she watched him leave, her voice barely above a whisper. The child has finally grown up. Tang Daolin, Su Jingming's uncle, comforted her with a gentle smile. "When Chun Ming leaves this time, I'm afraid he's going to soar to the heavens." Uncle looked at Tang Chi and said, "By the way, Chi, it's about time to start feeling out your university choices, right? Since cousin Jingming is going to Modu City Superpower University, you should also try to choose a university in Modu City." Aunt nodded in agreement. "Your dad is right. That way you two can look out for each other in the future." Tang Chi replied, "Dad, Mom, I know." Su Jingming sat in the train, thinking to himself, "There are still 6 hours until we arrive. I might as well review the superpower training method." Among the rewards in the college entrance exam, the most important one was indeed the superpower training method known as the Abyssal Sea Training Method. He pulled out the materials and began to study, eager to master the technique before arriving at Modu Superpower University. The screen displayed an explanation of superpower training methods, categorizing them into 4 distinct levels. 1. Beginner. 2. Intermediate. 3. Advanced. 4. Top tier. It highlighted that the higher the level, the faster the training speed, implying that more advanced methods would yield quicker progress in developing superpowers. Su Jingming closed the book, reflecting on the Abyssal Sea Training Method. "This one's an intermediate superpower training method," he thought. With his current spiritual power of 180, it took him only a day to memorize the content. According to the method, there was a special energy roaming between heaven and earth, and following its guidance, he sensed this energy on the first day. A +1 sign from leveling up appeared on the system interface, but he decided not to click the level up just yet, choosing instead to focus on mastering the method before progressing. Su Jingming gazed out the window, contemplating the potential benefits of top-tier training methods. According to the book's records, using a higher-level method for breakthroughs would yield greater benefits when transitioning from an average individual to a superpowered one. He thought, once I'm in university, I'll have access to top-tier training methods. It wouldn't be wise to waste this opportunity on an intermediate method like the Abyssal Sea training method. As Su Jingming stepped off the train and on the grounds of Modu Superpower University, his eyes widened in awe. Before him stood the majestic school gate, sprawling over 100 meters wide. "Holy cow," he breathed. "The school gate alone is over 100 meters wide. What must it look like inside the shoe?" As Su Jingming stood there, taking in the sights of the university, a sleek car pulled up beside him. The window rolled down, revealing Zhang Xiaoyue's smiling face. "Student Su Jingming, welcome to registration," she said warmly. Su Jingming's eyes lit up with a nod of greeting. "Hello, Teacher Zhang." With a gentle smile, Zhang Xiaoyue invited him. "Get in the car. I'll take you to handle the admission procedures first." Su Jingming nodded and slid into the car. Zhang Xiaoyue smiled, asking Su Jingming, "What do you think? Our superpower university is stunning, isn't it?" She gestured expansively. "It covers an area of 40,000 mu, a total of 26 square kilometers, with an average of over 2,600 square meters per person. Those students who come to visit can't even finish touring in a day." Su Jingming nodded enthusiastically. "Seeing it for myself is truly better than hearing about it 1,000 times." He gazed out the window, taking in the sprawling campus, and felt a sense of wonder and excitement about the adventures that lay ahead. The scene shifted as Zhang Jiawei handed Su Jingming a sleek card. "Take this. It's your student ID and all-in-one card," she explained. "You just need to swipe it to enter the dorms, library, and other facilities on campus." Su Jingming's eyes widened in shock as he gazed at the dorms. University dorms? He thought to himself. In his past life, he had seen impressive dorms, from 4-person rooms to single rooms and even 3-bedroom apartments allocated specifically for doctoral candidates. However, he had never seen a luxury villa used as a dormitory. The sheer extravagance of Modu Superpower University's accommodations left him stunned. Zhang Jiawei smiled as she explained, "Every student at our school lives in a villa. The luxury of the villa varies depending on their scores. As a provincial top scorer like you get to live in the most luxurious model, with a total area of over 8,000 square meters." She paused, anticipating Su Jingming's potential concern. "But you don't have to worry about being lonely. The villas are assigned for 2 people, with an upper and lower floor. You and your roommate will have 1 floor each." Su Jingming thought to himself, a double dorm isn't bad, better than being alone. Reflecting on his past, he recalled being an orphan both before and after transmigrating. Despite that, he still cherished the warmth of a 4-person dorm, where he could share experiences and bond with others. As they entered the villa, Su Jingming settled into the plush sofa, feeling a sense of luxury. Zhang Jiawei sat beside him, a professional smile on her face. "All the admission procedures are complete," she said. "Next, I'll tell you about a few things you need to pay special attention to at our school." Su Jingming leaned forward slightly, his eyes locked on hers, and said, "Please go on." Zhang Jiawei explained, "There are 2 main points, the credit system and the exclusive mentor system. First, in the credit system at Modu Superpower University, credits are everything. Whether it's for meals, purchasing equipment, or rare treasures, you need to use credits. The purchasing power of 1 credit is roughly equivalent to 10,000 daxia currency." She paused, ensuring Su Jingming understood the significance of credits in the university's economy. Zhang Jiawei continued, "There are many ways to obtain credits. 1 way is through fixed distribution based on your rating. Each academy here, for example, your rating upon admission is S-class, so you'll receive 100 credits this year." She suddenly clapped her hands, saying, "Eva, come out!" A sleek robot flew toward them, its face screen lighting up as it hovered before Su Jingming. In a crisp voice, it announced, "Student Su Jingming, current credits, 100. Zhang Jiawei gestured toward the robot. This is Eva, the artificial intelligence equipped in every dorm. Eva's main body is the school's advanced artificial intelligence, and the ones in the dorms are just its subunits. Although it's a subunit, it has reached the standard of Level 4 artificial intelligence, which is more than enough to assist with daily life. Su Jingming's eyes widened in awe as he thought. A single subunit has reached level for artificial intelligence? The development of technology on Blue Star is far more advanced than in my previous life. Zhang Jiayue's smile broadened as she continued. The second thing to be aware of is our school's exclusive mentor system. Every student can choose a mentor they admire and ask them to become their exclusive mentor. Of course, the mentors have to agree. She leaned forward slightly. Su Jingming's brow furrowed in confusion as he asked, "Exclusive mentor? As a freshman, can I get one-on-one guidance from a mentor?" Zhang Jiayue nodded. That's right. The mentors at our school are all high-level superpower individuals. Almost every one of them has their own original combat technique and superpower training method that are not passed on outsiders. You can only learn them after becoming their disciple. Zhang Jiayue continued, Our university has a total of 4 lightning elements mentors. Among them, the dean of the Weaponry Academy, Yang Jintian, is my top recommendation for you. She smiled, her eyes gleaming with a hint of conviction. I think he would be an excellent fit for you, Su Jingming. Eva floated closer to Su Jingming, her screen glowing as she projected a holographic display. Information on Yang Jintian, dean of the Weaponry Academy. Zhang Jiayue added, The information on the other 3 has also been listed. 2 of them are from the Elementary Academy. The other one, although also from the Weaponry Academy, mainly uses a long sword. She gestured toward the holographic display. The final choice is yours, Su Jingming. Take your time to review the information and decide which mentor you'd like to approach. Su Jingming nodded decisively. Lightning element and his specialty is the sphere. This Dean Yang is indeed the best choice for my mentor. The screen shifted, showing a beautiful villa surrounded by lush greenery. Su Jingming arrived at the entrance of the villa and thought to himself, as expected of a mentor's residence, it's much more high class than the students' accommodations. A person emerged from behind Su Jingming, their eyes narrowing slightly as they asked, Su, are you here to seek mentorship? The person's eyes widened slightly, their tone taking on no surprise. Wait, you're still just an awakened? A special recruited student. Su Jingming nodded. Yes. The person nodded thoughtfully. In previous years, specially recruited students were either Tier 1 high rank or mid rank. I didn't expect there to be an awakened among the specially recruited students this year. Tan Mingyang nodded. I am in the Weaponry Academy, a sophomore. No, I should be a junior now. He smiled slightly. A junior student, Tan Mingyang. Su Jingming introduced himself. Su Jingming, a freshman. I just registered today. Tan Mingyang said to know about seeking mentorship right after registering junior. Su, you were pretty quick. Usually freshmen only find out about seeking mentorship after the freshman competition. Su Jingming said freshman competition. Tan Mingyang said the freshman competition is a tradition at our Modu Superpower University. It usually held 3 or 4 days after official registration. All the teachers in the school will go to watch freshmen who perform will be sought after by various academy, and some are event directly taken as disciples by mentors. Tan Mingyang nodded. Of course, it's not impossible for a specially recruited student like you to seek mentorship in advance. However, he thought for a moment before adding, even for a specially recruited student, trying to become the dean's disciple right after enrolling is like winning the lottery. You will most likely be making a trip for nothing. Su Jingming said, Thank you for the explanation, Senior. Is Senior Tan also here to seek mentorship from Teacher Yang? Tan Mingyang nodded. Yeah, I've already made several trips over the past 6 months, but I've always been turned away. I was about to give up, but I still feel unwilling to. The sudden opening of the door broke the tension, and a person emerged with a warm smile. Welcome, you two. Teacher Yang is already waiting inside. Please follow me. Tan Mingyang's eyes narrowed slightly as he thought, Strange. The butler has never been this enthusiastic the last few times I came, and Teacher Young is actually waiting inside. Could it be that I have a chance today? A spark of hope ignited within him, and he quickened his pace, following the butler with renewed optimism. As Su Jingming walked forward, he caught sight of Yang Jintian sitting calmly, his eyes fixed intently on him. Su Jingming's thoughts were filled with awe. What powerful presence this is. The dean of the Weaponry Academy, the Tier 7 high-ranked superpowered individual with the title of Thunder Spear, Yang Jintian. Yang Jintian's gaze lingered on Su Jingming for a moment before he nodded. You must be Su Jingming. Director Zhang Chao has already told me about you. With a slight gesture, he said, Follow me. I will take you to the training room. His voice was firm and commanding, yet there was a hint of curiosity in his tone. Yang Zhentian's eyes narrowed slightly as he said, I have watched your martial arts college entrance exam video. Your combat skills are indeed very strong, and your marksmanship has also reached an advanced level. But before that, I want to see your S-rank ability, the Purple Heaven Divine Thunder, with my own eyes. Su Jingming nodded. Okay. With a deep breath, he focused his energy, and a faint purple glow began to emanate from his body. The purple lightning burst forth from Su Jingming's body, enveloping the surrounding area in a brilliant, electrifying glow. The air crackled with energy as the lightning danced and swirled. Yang Jintian's eyes gleamed with interest as he thought, This is the S-rank ability, the Purple Heaven Divine Thunder. Although I also have a lightning element ability, the Wind Fire True Thunder. The fundamental gap between an A rank and S rank is impossible to bridge. He gazed at Su Jingming with discerning eye. If this child diligently polishes his skills, his future achievements may not be below mine. Yang Zhentian's gaze locked onto Su Jingming as he said, Su Jingming, with your ability and potential, becoming my disciple is naturally not a problem. However, I've walked through half my life, and I've made many friends, but also many enemies. If you become my disciple, it's hard to guarantee you won't be affected, and some of my enemies might even attack you. His eyes searched Su Jingming's face. I wonder if you are still willing? Su Jingming bowed down, his voice firm as he said, This disciple is willing. In his mind, he thought, What I admire most are high-level ability users who grew up in the midst of bloody struggles. The more enemies you suppress and kill, the more it proves the teacher's powerful combat ability. Yang Jintian's face broke into a wide smile as he started laughing. Good, good. From today, you are my 32nd disciple and my first S-rank disciple. Yang Jintian gazed at Su Jingming and said, Get up. As Su Jingming stood up, Yang Jintian retrieved a stack of cultivation books from his storage space and handed them over. This is the top-tier ability training method, extreme ability training method, and the body-tempering combat technique, Thunder Indestructible Body, created by your master. Su Jingming took the books in his hands and thought, It's a body-tempering combat technique that can strengthen physique. Compared to ordinary combat techniques like Lightning Gale Break, this is far too precious. Yang Jintian said, The ability training method, needless to say, is one of the only 3 top-tier ability training methods in the school. The highlight is a body-tempering combat technique, Thunder Indestructible Body, which embodies your master's lifelong efforts. It has been duly certified by the Thunder Martial Arts Hall and the Tyrant Bear Martial Arts Hall, and rated as S-rank. Su Jingming's eyes widened in shock as he thought, S-rank combat technique? Just like ability ratings, combat techniques also have their own ratings. The higher the rank, the more difficult to practice, but the stronger the final combat technique will be. Su Jingming gazed at Yang Jintian, his thoughts racing with admiration. Most 7th-level masters are doing well if they can create an A-rank combat technique, but Teacher Yang not only created an S-rank combat technique, but it's also a body-tempering one, the most complex type that involves the mysteries of the human body. His martial arts talent is simply terrifyingly high. Yang Jintian explained, This Thunder Indestructible Body is only suitable for lightning element ability users. It has 13 levels. With each advancement, the physique will undergo a corresponding transformation. However, to cultivate it, You must first become an ability user. Yang Zhentian gazed at Su Jingming and said, Go! Once you advance using the extreme ability training method, come back to me. At that time, your master will personally help you to build the foundational basis for the Thunder Indestructible Body. Su Jingming bowed down towards Yang Zhentian and said, Thank you, teacher. He thought to himself, as expected, it's much better to have a mentor's guidance. Otherwise, if I relied only on myself, I don't know how many detours I would have to take. Yang Zhentian watched Su Jingming leave and thought to himself, I've only cultivated the Thunder Indestructible Body to the 10th level, and the remaining 3 levels have been a bottleneck to progress. In case I'm unable to reach the peak of the 9th level Martial Saint in this lifetime, you will be the greatest hope to prove this technique. Because according to my speculation, if you cultivate it to the final level, your physique can truly achieve eternal and indestructible. A hint of expectation and trust flickered in his eyes as he gazed in the direction Su Jingming had departed. As Su Jingming walked out of the mansion, the warm sunlight enveloped him, and a gentle breeze rustled the leaves of the surrounding trees. Su Jingming saw Tan Mingyang and asked, Senior Tan, what happened? Tan sighed. Don't even mention it. See that guy in the living room just now? He is Senior Lu Dean Yang's disciple. I have to defeat Senior Lu using only 1/10 of his combat power to meet the apprenticeship criteria. I'm afraid it's hopeless for me in this lifetime. Ten looked at Su Jingming and asked, By the way, you failed too, right? Do you need me to pass on some of my experience? Su Jingming smiled and said, No, thank you, Senior. I have already passed. Tan's eyes widened in surprise, and he stared at Su Jingming with a mixture of shock and curiosity. Tan's face turned red with shock and anger as he stared at Su Jingming, his mind racing with thoughts. Wow, you really succeeded? I've never heard of a dean-level mentor accepting a disciple before the freshman competition. Is he the principal's son? His appearance doesn't look like it. Just who is this person? Su Jingming sat cross-legged on the training platform, his eyes closed as he focused on his inner energy. The dimly lit training room was quiet, with only the sound of his steady breathing breaking the silence. Su Jingming thought to himself, as expected of a top-tier ability training method, the primordial energy sense is far more than what a medium-level training method provides. Since I've already mastered this training method, then there's no need to practice step by step. I'll just add points and directly advance. Su Jingming opened his system screen and navigated to the attribute allocation page. With a swift decision, he added points to Awakened. Su Jingming's body began to tense up, and he gritted his teeth in pain as his meridian struggled to accommodate the surge of energy. Suddenly, his hand tightened into a fist, and a powerful energy wave rushed out from his body, causing the air to ripple and distort. The training room's walls shook, and the sound of crackling energy filled the air as Su Jingming's awakened level continued to unlock new potential within him. Su Jingming let out a deep breath. Phew, I broke through. He opened his system screen again, and his eyes gleamed with excitement as he saw the update. Awaken Ability User. First tier, lower rank. Su Jingming stood up, his eyes shining with excitement as he gazed at his hand. Little sparks of lightning danced around his fingers, and with a wave of his hand, a bolt of purple lightning shot out, striking the exact point he had aimed at. Su Jingming clenched his fist, feeling the surge of power coursing through his veins. As expected of a top-tier ability training method, he thought, I can feel the power and abilities within my body have at least quadrupled or quintupled. If I were to encounter the second-tier bloodthirsty tyrant bear again, I probably won't even need to use my spear. My thunder could likely defeat it. Su Jingming gazed at the screen, his eyes widening in understanding. No wonder ability users all want higher-level ability cultivation methods, he said to himself. If I had used the Abyssal Sea ability training method to break through, my vitality and spirit would have only increased by 30 or 40 points at most. But now, I've increased it by almost 100 points in one go. The gap is truly immense. Su Jingming walked towards the table, his mind still processing the breakthrough. The advancement only cost me 300 ability points, he thought. I need to save the rest. I'll reserve sufficient amount of ability points for future combat technique learning. Su Jingming placed his hands on the sides of a book, his thoughts drifting to the thunder indestructible body technique. For example, this thunder indestructible body is even more important than a training method, he mused. As an S-rank combat technique, its power increases, but the consumption of ability points also rises sharply. I wonder how long it will take to fully comprehend it. The scene shifted the next day at Yang Zhentian Mansion. Yang Zhentian, in shock, said this so fast. Yang Zhentian's eyes narrowed slightly as he gazed at Su Jingming, his voice laced with a mix of surprise and scrutiny. As a teacher, I've taught at the Magical University for 20 years and have seen countless geniuses, he said. Even the best among those geniuses took quite a bit of time to transform into an ability user. But from the moment you got the manual until now, it's been less than 24 hours, hasn't it? Su Jingming chuckled humbly. Perhaps the only thing to be proud of is the speed of my advancement. When I tried to cultivate my master's 100 indestructible body, even the introductory part of forging the foundation was already a challenge. Yang Zhentian's eyes lit up with interest. Oh, the so-called forging of the foundation is the process of using the blood of a lightning element ferocious beast as a guide and one's own lightning ability to temper the muscles and bones. And the final strength of the thunder indestructible body is closely related to the grade of the lightning element ferocious beast blood used to forge the foundation in the beginning. Su Jingming's eyes widened in shock as Yang Zhentian's words hung in the air. Since you have successfully advanced, I will help you to forge the foundation of the thunder indestructible body today. Yang Zhentian's words painted a picture of immense opportunity and resources. High-level lightning element ferocious beasts are extremely rare, he explained. I was originally going to prepare the essence blood of a 7th-tier storm giant bear that I killed myself back then, but I heard from Zhang Chao that you can receive one S-rank resource every year, so I made a decision for you to combine the two and pleaded with the principal for a SS-rank resource, the essence blood of an 8th-tier ferocious beast, the Thunder Tyrannosaurus. Su Jingming's face lit up with gratitude. Teacher, you, my teacher, and the principal were able to go to such lengths for me. It's immense kindness. I will surely repay it many times over in the future. Yang Zhentian placed a firm hand on Su Jingming's shoulder, his expression serious and encouraging. It's good that you have that thought, he said. Let's not delay, let's begin now. The scene unfolded in the training room, where Yang Zhentian carefully poured a red liquid, the essence blood of the Thunder Tyrannosaurus, into Su Jingming's body. Su Jingming's face contorted in agony as the potent liquid coursed through his veins. His teeth gritted in a fierce determination to endure the pain. Yang Zhentian's voice was firm and reassuring. Bear with it. The essence blood of the Thunder Tyrannosaurus is highly toxic to low-level practitioners. The intense pain is normal. Yang Zhentian's eyes gleamed with a fierce intensity as he declared, Next, I will use my wind, fire, true thunder to forge the foundation of your indestructible body. How much you can absorb is entirely up to you. With a swift motion, he charged his energy into his hand, and a bolt of crackling wind, fire, true thunder shot forth, aimed directly at Su Jingming's body. The air seemed to vibrate with anticipation as the thunderbolt hurtled towards its target. The moment the wind, fire, true thunder hit Su Jingming, his entire body was enveloped in a fiery, crimson glow. Red lightning crackled and danced across his skin, as if the very fabric of his being was being reshaped by the intense energy. Su Jingming's face contorted in agony, and he let out a blood-curdling scream as the pain became almost unbearable. His body trembled and convulsed, struggling to absorb the immense power of the wind, fire, true thunder. Lu sipped his tea casually, remarking, Uncle Fu, it's already the 5th day, isn't it? This new junior disciple, Su, is surprisingly resilient. Lu continued, It's really true that comparing yourself to others can kill you with jealousy. I only lasted 2 days back then, and I was just using the essence blood of a 7th-tier lower-rank ferocious beast. Junior disciple Su's performance really deserves this 8th-tier dragon-type ferocious beast's essence blood. He said, especially with his S-rank lightning element ability, I am actually starting to look forward to seeing Junior Disciple Su's thunder indestructible body. Suddenly, the whole building started to shake. Lu's words were cut short as the entire building suddenly began to shake violently. The tea in his cup sloshed precariously, and he had to grab the table to steady himself. "What's happening?" he exclaimed, his voice laced with surprise and concern. Lu rushed upward to the training room, his footsteps urgent and anxious. As he burst into the room, he demanded, "Has the Junior Disciples Foundation been successfully forged?" As Lu burst into the training room, he was met with a shocking sight. Su Jingming's body was enveloped in a fierce, purple lightning that seemed to be crackling with intense energy. His eyes had transformed into a deep, blood-red color, and his entire being seemed to be undergoing a radical transformation. Lu's eyes widened in astonishment, and he took a step back, momentarily stunned by the sheer power and aura emanating from Su Jingming's body. Lu's gaze was fixed on Su Jingming, and as he took in sight of the young disciple cowering in purple lightning, he felt an intense sense of threat wash over him. The aura emanating from Su Jingming was akin to that of a top-tier ferocious beast, exuding a primal power that made Lu's skin crawl. It's enough to make one shudder. Su Jingming suddenly lunged forward, his movement swift and aggressive, as if driven by a primal instinct to attack Lu. Yang Jintian's voice boomed out, "Jingming, wake up!" The shout seemed to pierce through Su Jingming's haze, and he halted his attack mere inches from Lu's face. As the purple lightning dissipated, Su Jingming's eyes returned to normal, and he looked around, confused and disoriented. Su Jingming rubbed his temple, trying to clear the fog from his mind. "Teacher, what just happened to me? Why did I have the urge to destroy things?" he asked, his voice laced with confusion and concern. Yang Jintian explained, "The essence blood of the Thunder Tyrannosaurus likely influenced your mind just now. The Thunder Tyrannosaurus is famous for its ferocity, and because your absorption rate and compatibility were too high, you experienced this side effect." Yang Zhentian continued, reassuringly, "But you don't need to worry. As long as your emotions don't fluctuate too intensely, you'll be fine. The side effects will gradually disappear as your strength increases." Su Jingming nodded thoughtfully. "That's good. I don't want to be controlled by my emotions and do something I'll regret." Yang Zhentian beamed with pride. "Cheer up. This forging was perfect. With an absorption rate of 98%, among the more than 20 disciples who have cultivated the Thunder Indestructible body under me, the highest absorption rate was 92%. You've broken a record that has stood for so many years." Lu smiled warmly at Su Jingming. "Congratulations, junior disciple. You successfully forged a foundation for the Thunder Indestructible body. Your future in martial arts is now smooth sailing." Yang Zhentian added, "Su, this is your senior disciple, Lu Ming, an ability user at the peak of the 3rd tier. If you have any questions about your cultivation, you can ask him." Su Jingming's smile brightened as he greeted Lu. "Hello, Senior Lu." Lu chuckled and pulled out his phone, saying, "I didn't prepare anything for you, so I'll transfer some credits to you as a greeting gift from me, your senior disciple." Su Jingming took out his phone, checked the transfer, and his eyes widened in surprise. 200 credits, senior? This is too much, he exclaimed. In his mind, he thought, just for a greeting gift, he's giving me 200 great Xia coins directly? Yang Jintian smiled and said, 200 credits are not much to your senior Lu. A senior brother should take good care of his junior brother. When you have junior brothers and sisters, you'll also need to prepare a greeting gift for them. Su Jingming nodded respectfully. The student understands. Yang Jintian concluded. The foundation has been successfully forged. After 5 days without food or water, you should go back and rest well. Come back tomorrow morning and learn fist techniques and spear techniques with your senior Lu. Su Jingming bowed his head. Yes, thank you, teacher. As Su Jingming entered his dormitory, he was surprised to see a person sitting and playing a video game. The person's fingers flew across a controller, their eyes fixed intently on the screen. The person's eyes snapped away from the screen as they turned towards Su Jingming, a bright smile spreading across their face. You must be my roommate, right? They asked, setting the controller aside. Hello, I'm Lu Wentao. It's nice to meet you. Su Jingming introduced himself with a smile. Hello, I'm Su Jingming. Wentao's eyes lit up with recognition. Su Jingming? You're the top scorer from Jiangnan province, right? Su Jingming's eyes widened in amusement. You know me? He asked, intrigued. Wen Tao grinned mischievously. Of course. My nickname is Mr. Know-It-All. I know the information of most of the freshmen in our class. He leaned in, a hint of excitement in his voice. I don't specifically collect your information, but the stir you caused was too big. I've heard about it to some extent. The dark horse top scorer of Jiangnan province. I can't believe I've not only met the person, but he's also my roommate. Wen Tao placed a friendly hand on Su Jingming's shoulder, his eyes sparkling with curiosity. By the way, are you really from the Baron Jiangqing in Jiangnan province? He asked, his tone filled with intrigue. And were you really an awakened person during the college entrance exam? Wen Tao's gaze intensified, his eyes narrowing slightly as he studied Su Jingming. Your ability doesn't look like E-rank at all, he said, his voice laced with skepticism and fascination. Su Jingming thought to himself, my new roommate is a chatterbox and so friendly. To be honest, I quite like it. After all, I've always hated loneliness in this life, and in my previous one. Su Jingming's thoughts drifted back to his past life, memories flooding his mind. In my previous life, I grew up in an orphanage and was never adopted. I never had a sense of belonging. It was okay during school, as I had many friends with me. A faint smile crossed his face as he reminisced about his college days. The happiest and most nostalgic time was during college. Every day, I'd joke around with my roommates and play games together. His thoughts lingered on the carefree days, the laughter, and the camaraderie. Afterwards, I got my master's and PhD degrees. A tinge of irony crept into his thoughts. Who would have thought that after drinking too much at the graduation party, I'd wake up in this world? Su Jingming looked at Wen Tao, his thoughts reflecting on their situation. I didn't expect to still be an orphan after transmigrating, but with a roommate like this, I won't be lonely anymore. Just as he thought this, Wen Tao chimed in, I'm one of the top 20 from Sichuan province, with an A-rank spiritual ability. I am a first-tier middle-rank ability user. Su Jingming stood up. All right, I won't talk anymore. I'm heading to the martial arts hall in a bit. Wen Tao's eyes lit up. Martial arts? I'll go too. I haven't been to the university's martial arts hall yet. The scene shifted to the Thunder Martial Arts Hall, Magical University branch. The grand entrance, adorned with intricate carvings of thunderbolts and martial symbols, loomed before them. The sound of clashing steel and the hum of magical energy filled the air. Su Jingming and Wen Tao walked through the entrance, their eyes scanning the bustling hall. Students of various skill levels trained in different areas, each focused on mastering their unique abilities. The atmosphere was electric, filled with the thrill of competition and the pursuit of martial excellence. Eva the robot flew toward them, her bright, glowing eyes fixed on Su Jingming and Wen Tao. This is our public training room in the main hall, she announced, hovering effortlessly in the air. It can accommodate 300 people for training at the same time. The entire hall is also cast with C-rank alloy mixed with memory metal, so you don't have to worry about abilities or combat techniques causing any damage. Eva flew closer to Su Jingming, her bright eyes shining with helpful intent. Of course, if you need it, you can also choose a private training room, she offered, her robotic voice friendly and accommodating. Su Jingming smiled and shook his head. No need for now. This place is fine. Wen Tao's eyes widened as he took in the sights and sounds of the training hall. Holy cow! Are these guys competing to see who's stronger? They're getting louder and louder, he exclaimed, his excitement growing with each passing moment. As he watched the intense training sessions, Su Jingming observed him with a knowing glance. You're not quite yourself. Wen Tao pointed at the pillars, curiosity getting the better of him. Eva, what are these pillars for? Eva hovered over to explain, her robotic voice clear and concise. These are our punch power challenge. There are 5 leaderboards corresponding to the tiers of everyone's abilities. Do you two want to give it a try? If you get into the top 3,000, you can get a 50 credit reward. Wen Tao's eyes lit up at the mention of a reward. I can get a reward for getting into the top 3,000? That's too easy, Wen Tao thought to himself. There are only a little over 4,000 students in the entire magical university. With a confident grin, he said aloud, "I'll give it a try." Eva nodded, her LED screen flashing with information. You just need to swipe your student ID on the pillar to start the challenge. However, for the Punch Power Challenge, the use of abilities and combat techniques is not allowed. As Wentao swiped his student ID, the pillar's screen flickered to life, displaying a message in bold letters. Welcome, Lu Wentao. Student ID 203701256 has started the Punch Power Challenge. Please cheer for him. The crowd of onlookers murmured among themselves, their comments carrying through the air. Oh, someone started the power challenge. One of them said, eyes fixed on Wentao. Another chimed in, haha, from his aura, he's only a first-tier middle rank. Seems like a freshman. A third person snickered. Hee, this is going to be fun to watch. Wentao's eyes narrowed as he heard the crowd's murmurs. Crap, they're making such a big deal out of challenge, and with so many people watching, I can't lose face, he thought, feeling a surge of determination. He took a deep breath, focused his energy, and got ready to throw a punch at the pillar. With a swift motion, he drew back his fist and unleashed a powerful strike. Eva's voice chimed in, punch power of 476 kilograms. Hey, very good performance. Wentao let out a mental sigh of relief, thinking to himself, at least I didn't lose face. Getting into the top 3,000 should be no problem. Eva's words dropped like a bombshell. But it's a pity your punch power ranks beyond 100,000. Wentao's face froze in shock, his eyes wide with disbelief. What? Beyond 100,000? Aren't there only a little over 4,000 students in the entire magical university? Eva floated closer to Wentao, a gentle smile on her robotic face. The board tallies the scores of all students from a magical university since its founding 100 years ago, not just the current class. Wentao's eyes widened in understanding, and he muttered under his breath, what the heck? No wonder everyone was looking at me. They were waiting to see me make a fool of myself. The crowd of onlookers burst into laughter, their comments cutting deep into Wentao's already bruised ego. Beyond 100,000? That's hilarious. My score wasn't that low when I was a freshman, one of them chuckled. Another student chimed in. Ha! Look at that little guy. His face is as red as a monkey's, but he is definitely a freshman. Su Jingming offered a sympathetic smile. Don't worry about it. You were a spiritual element user. Physical punch power isn't your strong suit. Wentao let out a dismissive snort. Ugh. Thanks for the consolation. Do you want to try the challenge? I'm sure you'll be stronger than me. Su Jingming chuckled and said, Sure, I want to test myself anyway, as he took out his student ID. Wentao's eyes lit up with determination. You got this. The honor of our dorm is all up to you. As Eva announced Su Jingming's participation, the crowd's reactions were mixed. Some students murmured, Oh, another one has started a challenge. TSKS, this one's even weaker. Others chimed in, first tier lower rank? It's hard to say if his punch power will even reach 400 kilograms. However, one student seemed to perk up at the mention of Su Jingming's name. Wait, that name sounds familiar. Su Jingming's eyes locked onto the system screen as he thought to himself, I've advanced to a first-tier ability user, and I've also tempered my body for 5 days and nights from forging my foundation. What level has my punch reached? This punch will reveal the answer. With a fierce cry, Su Jingming unleashed his punch, putting every ounce of strength he had into it. The air seemed to ripple with the force of his strike, and the target pad on the pillar shook violently as it absorbed the impact. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss the next chapter.